When the Green Bay Packers get ready to go long, Lynn Dickey drops back, and he takes a look for James Lofton, one of the fine receivers in the National Football League. And when the Tampa Bay Buccaneers get ready to go to the air, Doug Williams drops back, and frequently he finds Gordon Jones, one of his top receivers. At Tampa Stadium in Tampa, Florida, it's the Green Bay Packers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Hello, everybody. I'm Lindsey Nelson with Hank Stram here at Tampa. Hank, you were in Chicago Monday night, so the Buccaneers are coming off an almost embarrassing performance.
It definitely was an embarrassing performance by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They couldn't really run the ball very well. They didn't establish anything offensively during the course of the evening, wound up playing catch-up football throughout the evening, and they don't do that very well. They have to improve dramatically, I think, this afternoon to beat the Green Bay Packers in this game here in Tampa Bay this afternoon.
Green Bay Packers, of course, are coming off their most impressive win. They've only had two, but last week they did have a win over the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yes, they were very impressed with what they did last week. They ran the ball like they wanted to. They threw play-action passes well. They played well on defense. The specialty teams did a good job. So overall, they're optimistic about what they did last week, but they have to maintain that same kind of performance here this afternoon. And I asked Lynn Dickey about a statement that he made a couple of weeks ago about the fact that he said he didn't think he was the leader of this football team, and this is what he had to say.
I feel real good about it now. Naturally, when you lose, you get dejected, and I was very dejected when I made that statement, and a lot of people misconstrued it as me losing confidence in myself, which I never said that. I just said maybe I'm not the guy to lead this football team, because I didn't know what else to do at that point.
Here are the standings in the National Football Conference, the Central Division of the National Football Conference, and Detroit's up there all alone. Everybody else bunched up behind them. Game time temperature 80 degrees, humidity 50% here in Tampa. And now they're aligned. You saw Mark Lee back there deep with Andre Thompson to receive for the Green Bay Packers, and Garo Apremian is putting it up for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Looking on the far side by Thompson to the 20-25. Andre Thompson across the 30-yard line, and they will start their 1st and 10.
If I were either one of the two coaches here this afternoon, Lindsey, I would prefer to be on defense to begin a football game. Here's the offensive line. Tim Stokes will have the big challenge today working against Leroy Selman. James Lofton comes into the game with 22 catches, and he's a dominant player and will be very important in this game. Eddie Lee Ivory is recognized one of the fine young backs in the game. He has to do a good job from a running standpoint this afternoon to help this Green Bay team do a good job offensively.
Lynn Dickey brings them up 1st and 10. They have the ball at their own 27-yard line. Eddie Lee Ivory, tailback in the I formation now. Tight end across. Eddie Lee Ivory with the football, and he gets it up across the 30-yard line to the 31 for a gain of 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6 yards to go. Leroy Selman brought him down.
That's one way that you can run pretty efficiently against Leroy Selman. Here we have Dave Stalls playing defensive left end, and that'll be a challenge for him because this is the first time he started since coming from Dallas. The linebacker core is a very solid. They're all the same, and they're one of the finest linebacker groups in professional football. The defensive backs will be a little different with Neil Colsey playing the safety position, but he's a veteran and gets around very well back there.
2nd down, 6 yards to go. Green Bay has the ball on the 31. The running backs are well split. Motion across. This is Ellis, Gary Ellis. Looking for a place to go. And there is no corner to turn. He's thrown for a loss of 10 at the 21-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 16. Cecil Johnson finally dragged him down.
That kind of a play is very difficult to run against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. To take the ball from the left side all the way over across the right side, you have to hold your block so long that it's very difficult to make yardage on that kind of a play. You see some bad tackling on the part of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Cecil Johnson, number 56, finally makes the tackle after several other players missed tackles on the play.
3rd and extremely long now as the Green Bay Packers come up. That's Gary Ellis. Spells it G-E-R-R-Y, but he pronounces it Gary. Lynn Dickey, of course, the quarterback. Dickey looks, goes long, and it is complete. Taken out across the 45-yard line by Andre Thompson. It'll be 1st and 10, and the ball is at the 44.
He had good protection that time. Lynn Dickey just goes right back into the pocket. They do a good job of controlling the rush. Got plenty of time to throw. Throws into the pocket to Thompson. He's double covered. The ball is thrown high. Either one of the two receivers really knew where the ball was, and for that reason, Thompson was able to make the reception and maintain possession. It's 1st and 10.
So from 3rd and long, the Packers have come up 1st and 10 in Tampa Bay territory at the 44-yard line. Move the tight end over. Andre Thompson in motion across. Lone setback. Quick pitch, Ellis. Has to put the shoulder down and drive, and he goes out approaching the 40-yard line.
Ellis, excuse me, Lindsay. Ellis that time had an opportunity to run inside, started inside, went outside. He'd have been much better off to go inside and get as much out of the play as he possibly could.
2nd down play coming now. The ball is at the 40-yard line. Dave Stalls, of course, playing the defensive left end. As you look at Bart Starr, the head coach of the Green Bay Packers, Stalls for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in place of Bill Kohler, who has a broken hand.
And I'm sure they're going to direct a lot of attention to Stalls to give him a chance to see what he's going to do playing that left end position for the first time for Tampa.
Run a little right-handed. Dickey drops back and sets. Pumps once, spins out, and puts it up incomplete. Eddie Lee Ivory was the man out there, but not near him. This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League, and it's intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the National Football League is prohibited.
Dickey did a very wise thing that time. He had no chance to deliver the ball on target to the right side, knew he was in a jam, ran to his left, threw it over the top and out of bounds, and he wanted to make sure that he avoided a loss on the play, and it winds up being a 2nd down or 3rd down situation.
3rd down and 6 yards to go, and the ball's at the 40-yard line. Key 3rd down play here early in the ball game. 1st quarter, sunny day in Tampa Bay. Dickey. Well, it was almost intercepted by Mike Washington. He had both hands out there. It was his shot, incomplete.
Boy, Dickey threw right into coverage that time. He had no chance to complete that pass. The people on the right side were open on the play. He never looked over there at all. Was back in the pocket, watching in the middle, looking left. But the people on the right side were open, and they had double coverage, and it should have been an interception.
On 4th down, now Danny Reese is dropping back to field the expected punt from David Beverly, 7-year man from Auburn, who has averaged 40.6 yards per punt so far this year. Green Bay Packers have a new placement man this week. Chester Marco was cut, and Tom Burney was added. Beverly, of course, the punter. Squibs it. Reese lets it go into the end zone to the inline touchback. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. So the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will get the ball. They will get it in their own territory at the 20. 1st and 10, and so far there is no score in the ball game here in Tampa, Florida.
If you had driven along this street just a few years ago, the cars would have been very different. But now, more and more people are driving cars like the Honda Accord four-door sedan, with room inside for 4 adults and their possessions. It's a true sedan in every sense. In fact, the Accord four-door is one of the most successful front-wheel drive sedans in America. Simple proof that society has outgrown the big sedan.
Honda, we make it simple. I love TV. Soaps.
The mysteries.
And you'll love recording TV on the Zenith Video Recorder.
I love TV. The sports.
The comedy.
The Zenith Video Recorder. 14-day advanced programming, speed search, stop action, plus the picture quality you'd expect from Zenith. You'll love it.
I love TV.
The Giants have scored first, leading 7-0 in the 1st quarter. Tampa Bay has the ball here 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Doug Williams, the quarterback. Ricky Bell, Jerry Eckwood are the setbacks. Eckwood drives for 5 to the 25. Kurt Alleman starting over there at that linebacker. Made the tackle. It's going to be 2nd down and 5 yards to go.
Here we see the offensive line of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Ray Snell is a rookie and Jim Leonard rookies, so they have a big job this afternoon. The outside receivers and the tight end. Jimmy Giles is a dominant guy at the tight end position, one of the very best at that position in the National Football League. And of course, the big thing here is Doug Williams. He has to play well. He didn't play well last week, but I'm sure he'll do a good job and bounce back well and do a good job here today.
Larry Mucker's in at a wide receiver on a 2nd and 5 for the Bucks. Doug Williams. Oh, boy. No chance whatsoever that time for Ricky Bell.
Mike Douglas that time, number 53. It looked like there was a pretty good chance to make some yardage on the play, but look at Douglas come through there unmolested. Makes a beautiful hit. High tackle. It's a wonder he didn't jar the ball loose. That's what happens when you don't block anybody, Lindsay. There's no mystery to why backs don't make yardage.
It is 3rd down and 7 yards to go, and the ball's at the 23-yard line, and now Tampa Bay is doubling wide receivers to the right side. As everybody knows, Doug Williams has an extremely strong arm.
They like to hit Jimmy Giles in this position, in this situation, from this formation, and they try to get him.
That's Giles. Incomplete.
They had Giles, but a little bit too far out in front, I guess. Incomplete. Here's a linebacker core, and of this group, Mike Douglas is very impressive, very quick, outstanding linebacker. Defensive backs basically the same. They're good, solid defensive backs, good hitters, especially in tackling situations. Well, Tampa was into soup last week, Monday night, or I should say Monday night. They started off that game on the 19 and had the punt. Now they start on the 20 and wind up kicking from the 22, and they're going to have better field position to do a good job offensively in this game here this afternoon.
Tom Blanchard has averaged 41.1 in his kicks so far this year. Gets it out under a heavy rush, and it is fielded at the 40-yard line. And that's the farthest right to the 40-yard line. And as Ron Cassidy is brought down there, that is where the Green Bay Packers get the ball. They'll get it 1st and 10. They'll get it at their own 40-yard line, and there still is no score in this game.
You don't have to be a genius to change your own oil and filter and save yourself up to $10. Valvoline Motor Oil shows you exactly how quick and easy it is with step-by-step change instructions on the back of Valvoline cans. It's really quite simple. Once you get the hang of it, just see for yourself, then do for yourself. No wonder more and more drivers are changing their own oil and filters and changing to Valvoline. It's a smart way to save up to 10 bananas without a lot of monkeying around. Right, Val?
When it's your vacation and you fly there for less.
That's Trans-America Airlines.
That's Trans-America. When you can get more life insurance than you thought you could afford.
That's Occidental Life.
That's Trans-America. When you rent a car and get the feeling that you're number one.
That's Budget Rent-A-Car.
There are many companies in the Trans-America family, and they all stand for just one thing. First-rate service at a fair price. That's Trans-America.
Next Saturday, see top U.S. skaters take a spin for world honors at the World Roller Skating Championships. Next Saturday, 4:30 Eastern on the CBS Sports Spectacular.
New England leading 3-0 over Miami on the first quarter field goal. John McKay talking to his quarterback coach Bill Nelson there along the sideline.
I'm sure they're going to do a lot of running to their right, as I mentioned earlier, on Stalls, who is starting the game for the first time at least defensive left end.
And Dick to Eddie Lee Ivory. He is pulled down by Dave Stalls. Dave Stalls, the linebacker, on that side of whom Hank was speaking, and it is a loss of a yard at the 39, 2nd 11.
Well, they're going to find out in a hurry whether they can block him or not. They sure didn't do a good job on that last play.
So Eddie Lee Ivory is going off the field. They'll run Adkins in there, and they'll run Ellis in there, and Turdell Middleton from time to time.
And then I think from a throwing standpoint, they're going to try to throw on Mike Washington, the defensive right corner, when they do throw on obvious passing situations.
That's Andre Thompson in motion across now. Lone setback in this alignment. Dickey runs it complete across the 50-yard line. Taken by Paul Kaufman, the tight end. That is Kaufman's 12th reception of the year.
Kaufman goes out. It's a semi-roll by Dickey. Got good time to throw the ball. Delivers it right at the numbers at Kaufman, right between linebackers. Did a great job of catching the ball. He came into the game with 11 catches, so he's a very important part of their passing game.
Bert Jones passed to Mike Siani for a touchdown, sending Baltimore up 7-0 in the first quarter over Buffalo, the undefeateds. 1st and 10 here now. Green Bay at at the Tampa Bay 48-yard line. That's Andre Thompson in motion. Eddie Lee Ivy with the football off the tail of the tandem. He drove just inside the 45-yard line before Cecil Johnson brought him down.
Yeah, a very simple play, direct shot from the I formation with the idea of being able to cut in any direction. That time he cut back to the inside. Cecil Johnson was on the reception committee that time, made the tackle, and they weren't able to make nearly as much yardage out of the play as they thought they might. And they have to run some misdirection. They have to get the linebackers going away and come back another if they hope to consistently run the ball well against Tampa.
2nd down and 7 yards to go.
See if they send Kaufman in motion here to the left.
They do. Here he comes. Eddie Lee Ivy to the left side, to the 40-yard line. Dropped there by Dewey Selman, the linebacker over there. Picked up 4, so that's going to make it 3rd down and about 3 yards to go.
That basically is just another version of the old Green Bay Packers sweep. Instead of giving the ball behind to the halfback, they give it to him in front. Yards pulling on the play, and they did a good job of it. Looked like a good-looking play.
Thurston and Kramer pulling for Horning and Taylor.
We saw Max McGee in the field before the game. He made some cute remarks, didn't he?
Max is ready. 3rd down play coming. Over tight end over John Thompson, and they had double tight end. Andre Thompson in motion across. Quick pitch, Ellis. He's got the 1st down. Kept right on driving, and it'll be marked up there near the 31-yard line before Curtis Jordan finally brought him down with Cedric Brown.
You know, Gary Ellis, this is a version of what the Bears did with their offensive formation last week. Is a double formation, double tight end formation. And Jerry Ellis really does a good job of picking his way. It's designed to go outside if you can run it outside, but he saw a seam inside, took advantage of it, and really did a good job of fighting for extra yardage on the play.
Now it's 1st and 10, and the Packers have driven to the Tampa Bay 31-yard line here in the 1st quarter. There is no score.
See if Kaufman goes in motion again.
He does outside this time. Dickey going deep to the end zone, and it's incomplete. Andre Thompson to the net back there. Curtis Jordan covering defensively.
Curtis Jordan that time was really confused on the play too. He didn't know where the ball was. Had it been thrown just a little bit short, it had been a big play. He got him turned around. Looked like he was going through a revolving door back there, Lindsey.
I thought in your conversation with Dickey before the ball game about the remark he was reported to have made of saying he didn't know whether he was the man to lead this team, that he sort of explained that that was said in a moment of exasperation. They'd just been humiliated by the Los Angeles Rams, and that's something a fellow might say just on the moment that he didn't really mean.
And that's right. And he's too great a competitor and has too much confidence in his own ability to really mean what he said.
That's tight end across. Now passed out to left flat, taken out there by Turdell Middleton. Fake the handoff, tossed it out to Turdell Middleton to the 28-yard line.
Cecil Johnson really did a super job of containing the play. That is the right linebacker. It was a quick screen to the outside to Middleton, kind of a play that he runs extremely well. But Cecil Johnson strung the play out, was involved in making the tackle. They send Kaufman in motion. Watch, they fake inside, throw back outside to Middleton. Good blocking, good position, I should say, on the outside. But you see, Cecil Johnson would not be blocked, was involved in containing the play, and finally tackled there by Mark Cotton.
3rd and 7 at the 28-yard line. Dickey pumps this one out. A penalty marker is thrown. Ellis has got the ball at the 23-yard line. Richard Wood and Dewey Selman on the tackle, but there's a marker to be checked out at the line of scrimmage. Cal Lepore's crew here today. Cal Lepore is the referee. Veteran crew. Holding?
Well, that hurts.
Doesn't it, though?
Hurts the Green Bay Packers, and of course that's what it's all about. It's very important that you do not stop yourself. It's all right if they stop you, but if you stop yourself, that's when it really hurts. Here's Dickey back into the pocket. Protection is good, and it should be if they were holding. But here we see the pass thrown inside. The backs were crossing on the play.
Holding 76, offense, 3rd down.
Tim Stokes. Well, Tim might figure he might need to hold a little over there.
Yeah, he's got a snootful this afternoon trying to block Leroy Selman. Gary Ellis that time made the catch.
3rd and 17, and the ball moves back to the 38-yard line now. Big third down play for the Green Bay Packers. There is no score. 5 minutes, 49 seconds left to play in the first quarter. And Dickey still quarterbacking. Out the right flat this time. Turdell Middleton. Trying to get to the sticks. He's close. Mark Cotney brought him down.
And Larry McCarron, the center, number 54, did a good job of blocking out in front. This is a good high percentage play on a 3rd and long. It's hard to throw the ball downfield. You're taking a big chance. This way, you give it to the back. Middleton on the outside. Number 69 is out in front. Leotis Harris. Middleton does a good job of permitting his linemen to set up the blocks and block people. He comes back to the inside against the grain and makes a nice chunk on the play.
4th and 1 at the 22. There is no score in the ball game as yet. So the Green Bay Packers try to keep their drive alive. Ellison Atkins.
See if they run right.
Turdell Middleton it was, and he got it, I think. Turdell Middleton. Dewey Selman, Richard Wood there. They'll get him unstacked, and I think he got the first down.
Yes, it looked like he did, and of course they continue to run to the right, trying to challenge the defensive left end, of course. Dave Stalls, who is playing that position for the first time for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as a starter. It makes a lot of sense to go that way on short yardage situations.
We're going to bring out the chain and measure just to be sure, or actually to determine. They got it. Green Bay keeps the drive alive at the 21-yard line.
You're in a 3rd and 1 situation about 3 times in a game, Lindsey. At that time, the first time, why they do a good job of picking up the yardage. 4th down and 4th down situations, you're usually in that situation about 1 or 2 times.
Not often. Glenn Dickey brings them up. Dickey has the ball. Lofton inside the 5-yard line at the 3. James Lofton with his 23rd reception of the year.
That's the same formation, a double tight, double wing that the Bears used so successfully in the later part of the game last week. Play action pass, and he throws the ball right over the top to Lofton. And as I mentioned earlier, they're going to try to work on Mike Washington. They did that time through inside, and now the Green Bay Packers have excellent position on the 3-yard line.
The 8 catches by Lofton last week were a personal high for him. That was his first of the day just now to put the ball at the 3-yard line. Middleton and Atkins are the setbacks now.
They should run right.
Turdell Middleton. Touchdown for the Green Bay Packers. Turdell Middleton. That one came with 3 minutes, 32 seconds remaining to be played in the first quarter.
Off tackle play. Good blocking at the point of attack. Puts his head into the pile and comes through the other end. That's what it's all about. Good running by Middleton. Puts Green Bay ahead 6-0.
Tom Burney is in to attempt the conversion. Added this week when Chester Marco was cut. David Beverly's in to do the holding for him. He's a left footer. And it's good. So as they come back up the field, the Green Bay Packers have taken an early lead over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers here by a score of 7-0. With the clock showing 3 minutes and 32 seconds remaining to be played in the first quarter. It is a beautiful, bright, warm, sunny afternoon here at Tampa Stadium in Tampa, Florida.
There goes another gas station. Are they ever going to stop?
The Corolla Tercel, Toyota's lowest priced car, gets such good gas mileage that for some, it could be a problem.
I got to stop at the gas station. Why, we haven't had to stop for gas in hours. We haven't stopped for anything. Do you know why I bought this front-wheel drive Toyota? Allow against the gas mileage. I'll stop, but I don't have to because this is Toyota's highest mileage car. And Lester, oh, what a feeling. High mileage. Toyota.
love the taste of Sheraton's.
You're gonna love every inch of the place. We've got taste.
Sheraton, you've got taste.
We've got style.
For a taste of Sheraton worldwide, call 800-325-3535.
We've got taste!
Catch a sneak preview of The White Shadow as he returns to New York for an unforgettable reunion with his friends and father. The highly acclaimed White Shadow, a special preview on a special night, Thursday.
As a scoring drive, Dickey is 5 for 8, 85 yards and no interceptions. Bernie will do the kicking off for the Green Bay Packers. Gary Davis is center deep, flanked by Tony Davis and Danny Reese. And it's fielded and dropped at the 16-yard line. Picked up by Gary Davis, and he drives it out to the 23. They'll start their 1st and 10. Paul Kaufman downfield to make the tackle. So now the Tampa Bay Buccaneers see what they can do about moving the football. Baltimore 10, Buffalo nothing in the first quarter. Mickemeyer field goal added to the Siani touchdown pass. Bucks have a rookie center, Jim Leonard, in there. Rookie guard, Ray Snell. Revis, Roberts, Hanna complete the offensive line. Doug Williams, of course, the quarterback. Batted. Penalty marker goes down, back near the passer. Referee's flag, I think.
Gordon Jones that time was open, Lindsey, and Williams looked in that direction, but I don't know why he didn't throw the ball to him. He was really open on an inside pattern.
Illegal use of hands against the Tampa Bay Bucks. Last Monday night against the Chicago Bears, they were guilty of holding 6 times. Their quarterback was sacked 4 times, which is twice the number of times he'd ever been sacked in one game before.
And that's yardage that you just can't make up.
And needless to say, some members of the coaching staff were not all that happy about that performance.
Not only that, they were very disturbed.
Illegal use of the hands, 72.
Here you see him back in the pocket.
Ray Snell, the rookie guard. Makes it 1st and 20 back at the 13-yard line. Mucker's in a wide right.
They probably will run the ball with some kind of a high percentage play or some kind of a pass out in the flat to the backs.
Eckwood and Bell are the setbacks.
Here is the run.
Ricky Bell. Got to the outside and picked it up as he got out there to the 26-yard line.
That was really a nice looking play, well conceived, a counter play, and this is what you have to do against the 3-4 defense. Both teams, watch it now. Looks like they're going to go to the right, but they hand off underneath to Ricky Bell. Does a good job of going through the hole. Has the ball away from pressure so he can use the right side. He doesn't really have to because he runs out of bounds, but there was a good block there by Greg Roberts, the right guard on the play.
2nd down and 7 yards to go at the 26. Higgins is in a wide right now. They call him Ike. He likes to be called Isaac.
Defensive backs are giving the receivers, outside receivers, a lot of room in this counter play again, the same one.
Ricky Bell, but this time hanging on to him. Mike Douglas.
So, good, excellent pursuit. Charlie Hanna, the right tackle, pulling on the play, number 73. Here you see him coming across the screen. He tries to knock the defensive linebacker out, number 53, Mike Douglas, but Douglas plays the block beautifully, pursues to the outside and makes the tackle. Beautiful play by the linebacker, Mike Douglas.
That'll make it 3rd down and 8 yards to go. For the double receivers to the right side. Gordon Jones and Isaac Higgins.
They got one-on-one on Giles and on the weak side away from the, there he goes.
That's Giles, and it's incomplete. Turn left, turn right, thrown to the inside. Johnny Gray was trying to keep pace with him, covering defensively.
Looked like his head was on a swivel that time, trying to find out where the ball was.
Well, some of the people in orange are not all that happy as they sound off a little bit. It's 4th down, and the punting unit comes on, of course, and that means Blanchard's on to do the punting.
They had what they wanted offensively that time, Lindsey. They had a one-on-one on a defensive back, and the ball was just thrown poorly, but he had a chance to make the reception had the ball been thrown properly.
You saw Cassidy deep to field a punt. for the Green Bay Packers. Got 10 men on the line of scrimmage. Hatchett gets it away. Cassidy up and back. Gets it at the 25-yard line. Cassidy to the 30, to the 35. Cassidy at the 36, and that's the end of the line. Aaron Brown was there to make the stop. So the Green Bay Packers will take the ball. They'll have it first and 10. They will have it at their own 36-yard line. We have 2 minutes, 9 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
Diesel, the Oldsmobile phenomenon. It started in 1977, and the phenomenon grew because fuel economy, resale value, and choice are phenomenal. No wonder in 1981, over 150,000 people will buy diesel-powered Oldsmobiles. Phenomenal.
We've had one built for you, Oldsmobile.
Hey, a little one-on-one. I had to do some yard work. Want a Michelob Light? I don't have to do any yard work.
Would good friends really go at it this hard just for a beer? Well, consider it's Michelob Light, and that means a rich, smooth taste you can compare to any beer you like.
102 to 98. How did you do it? Defense?
Michelob Light. Compare the taste.
Next Saturday, they're on the muscle for the title in the World's Strongest Men competition. Next Saturday, 4:30 Eastern on the CBS Sports Spectacular.
John Smith with a field goal. Don Calhoun with a touchdown. New England 10, Miami nothing in the first quarter. Right here, the Packers are leading by a score of 7-0 in the first quarter, and they have the ball first and 10 at their own 36-yard line.
And they've had the better of it as far as field position is concerned, starting on the 27-40 and now on the 36. Motion, watch, see if he goes in motion to the right side. Kaufman.
That's Kaufman. Tight end across. Eddie Lee Ivory, the tailback. Ivory's got the ball. Tries that right side again, and it'll be marked at the 38-yard line. I beg your pardon, 42.
They had a pretty good surge that time on the right side with Leotis Harris, the right guard, and Cook, number 68, the right tackle. And Kaufman went in motion from the left side to the right side to occupy the linebacker and did a good job of providing running room on the running play that time.
Second down and 4 yards to go with the ball at the 42-yard line.
Comes in motion again to the left this time.
Snap is dropped. Dickey dives for it. Dave Logan, nose tackle dive for him.
Dickey recovered by Dickey.
Dickey held on at the 40-yard line for a loss of 2. Alexander for the touchdown, and now it is Cincinnati leading the Steelers 7-0 in the first quarter.
Your attention, please. Bud West.
That's the nice thing about the league. Week in and week out, everything is very predictable. Lindsay.
What is predictable is that it's unpredictable.
That's right.
Third down and 6 yards to go.
There's a double wing, double tight end formation where they run or pass.
Completed up to the 50-yard line. That's Kaufman, the tight end of the 45, and it's going to be a first and 10 for the Green Bay Packers. David Lewis, Mark Cotney made the tackle.
You know, the Packers are doing a good job of throwing a football on kind of a time pattern. They're not holding the ball very long. It looks like they're trying to throw the ball quickly. It makes a lot of sense because if you are patient against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, you've got a chance to move the ball well via the forward pass. Good pass protection. Look at all the time he's got to throw the football that time. David Logan got some penetration, but it wasn't enough to prevent him from throwing the ball right on target, right at the numbers at Kaufman.
You see Starr and Bratkowski along the sideline there.
Kaufman in motion left again, I suppose. Here he comes.
Down. Tailback here, and there's a penalty marker thrown into the stack. Stalls is there defensively. Eddie Lee Ivory still pinned as he tries to get up. 7 seconds remaining to the end of the first quarter here, with the Packers leading by a score of 7-0.
You know, Green Bay has a tendency to throw a lot of play-action passes on first down. So far, they've kind of done a good job of scouting themselves and not doing that on first down. They've only thrown one pass on first down, and all the other times they've run and thrown pocket passes, which is a good indication they've done a good job of scouting themselves.
Cal Lepore, the referee.
holding, right guard, offense, first down.
Leotis Harris is the right guard offense.
Well, they'll probably run the ball here, Lindsay, I would guess, or throw another pass to the backs in the flat, some kind of a high percentage play, a low risk play of some kind where they could still maintain possession and get a little bit back on 1st and 20.
1st and 20, and in the I formation, that's Ellis ahead of Ivory for Dickey. That's Andre Thompson in motion across from the slot left. Dickey, and it is incomplete.
It's an unusual call to throw a play-action pass with 1st and 20 because you're not going to fool anybody, Lindsay. But in spite of that, you know, he still tried to get the ball to the backs. I think he would have been better off to just go back into the pocket and try to lick the linebacker one-on-one and get set up real well and throw the ball and get some kind of a chunk on the 1st and 10 so you don't have to worry about getting it all back on 1 down.
Steve Atkins, the man out there for whom it was intended. 2nd down and 20 at the 45-yard line. Now Danny Reese comes into the coverage for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Going to the nickel. Atkins going. He's strong. Runs to the 45-yard line. Leroy Selman brings him down, along with Cedric Brown.
Here again, that's a good call because, again, it's a low-risk play, a draw play to Atkins. Fights his way through some traffic. They're blocking Selman on the play, but in spite of that, he makes a good chunk.
So that's the end of the first quarter with the score, the Green Bay Packers 7, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers nothing.
Just imagine, if everyone drove a car like the Honda Civic DX, there'd be more room on the freeways. There'd be more space to park. And we'd probably all use less gas. The Honda Civic DX, it could make life a lot simpler.
Honda, we make it simple.
The value of your money is more important than ever these days, so get professional answers to financial questions like these.
Pop will be leaving the business in a few years to retire. Isn't now the time you should get professional advice on his retirement plans?
A good retirement program is important. For the advice you need, see your full-service bank. They've got the answers.
You know, this baby is really going to help me do a lot more work. I wonder, though, if I ought to buy it or lease it.
Let a professional help you decide what's best. See your full-service bank. They've got the answers.
My girls seem to have grown up faster than my income. Now Susan needs braces.
And Shelley's ready for college.
I guess we'll have to borrow some money. But there are lots of ways.
Which is best for us?
Keep your checking and savings at a full-service bank and get professional answers to your financial questions. America's full-service banks. We've got the answers.
The NFL on CBS. Today's game is sponsored by Honda. We're kicking off our season with an all-pro lineup of cars. Honda, we make it simple. And by America's full-service bankers, ready to serve you where you see this symbol.
Second quarter coming up here at Tampa, Florida. I'm Lindsey Nelson with Hank Stram, and the Green Bay Packers are leading Tampa Bay by a score of 7-0.
And not only that, they've definitely dominated the game so far, Lindsey, which is very obvious. They've had good field position, done a good job of moving the football. They've exercised good patience, and have done a good job of getting first downs, which is so important.
It is 3rd and 10 here at the Tampa Bay 45-yard line. Contact made before the snap. Markers everywhere.
David Logan, number 76.
Started to move and just kept coming, didn't he?
Yep. Had his weight forward and couldn't pull it back.
Encroachment defense.
Anytime you get your head out in front, you've got to fall forward, which is very obvious. You know, a lot of people don't realize that the heaviest part of the body, Lindsey, is the head. And once that moves forward or backward or sideways, that controls your body and puts you in a position, good or bad, depending on where that head is.
3rd down.
I've known some people of whom I thought that was not particularly true. 3rd down and 5 yards coming now with the ball on the 40-yard line. Honda Thompson goes far to the left side. Going long and incomplete.
Thompson on the far side of the field was open. He didn't see him at all. He was directed all of his attention on the right side, but Thompson on the left side was open on the play.
Cassidy double covered there, the man for whom the pass was intended. So it's 4th and 5 at the 40. And that brings on the punter, David Beverly. 7-year veteran from Auburn. Danny Reese is dropping back. Played his college football at Southern Cal, as did so many of John McKay's ball players here at what they call Southern Cal East or South or wherever it is.
And student body right and left.
That's right.
And how about the dizzy sticks that John smokes?
Reese takes it at the 8, gets to the 10, outside, and struggled up near the 20-yard line.
They say he's down, I think, before the fumble.
Yeah, and they're going to mark it inside the 20-yard line. So when play is resumed, it'll be 1st and 10, and it'll be at the 19-yard line.
Come experience what lies beyond the sports car. American Motors introduces Eagle SX4, the new 4-wheel drive sport machine. Eagle SX4 outcorners Trans Am in soft sand, out-accelerates Mustang Turbo in loose dirt, outbrakes MGB on dry pavement. Plus, the 4-wheel drive Eagle SX4 beats them all in gas mileage. Experience driving in the 4th dimension with American Motors.
Tried beech nut yet? Sure, years ago. I mean lately. Beech nut's changed. Yeah, prove it. Look, moisture. Moisture on every leaf. No problem with hard sticks or stems. And it's packed with great tobacco taste. Doesn't burn, not too sweet, just right.
Now that sounds like my kind of chew.
Beech nut red and new beech nut green, wintergreen chewing tobacco.
Tried beech nut yet?
Ian Sonner has added a Cincinnati field goal. Forrest Gregg brought him with him from Canada. Cincinnati leading Pittsburgh 10-0. 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line for the Bucks. Higgins in motion across. Eckwood, Ezra Johnson in to make the tackle.
You know, Green Bay has gone to the 3-4 defense on a full-time basis this year, and at this stage of the season, and at this stage of the game, they're playing it extremely well.
Here comes Larry Mucker onto the field for Doug Williams. Williams had completed 48.7% of his passes coming into today's ball game. He had 6 touchdowns and 5 interceptions.
You know, this game for Tampa so far is a repeat of the Chicago game as far as field position is concerned. In fact, this game is worse than Chicago because at one time, the second drive, they got it on the 46. This time, they get it on the 19.
Motion across. Quick pitch to the outside. Ricky Bell. He was approaching the 25 as he went out of bounds. Bumped out there by Mike McCoy on that corner. That's the 24-yard line.
The best play that either team has run so far has been a counterplay that was run by Tampa. But you have to include that in your offensive package. You have to run some misdirection plays to slow down the linebackers and especially throw play-action passes on early downs because they're very active, and if you're not careful, they get so much depth that you can't get the ball behind them and in front of the defensive backs.
3rd and 5, Isaac Higgins in a wide left in this set.
The tight end is the guy they have to try to throw the ball to, and they did, but it was poorly thrown.
John Anderson, linebacker over there, made a dive for it.
They double covered the outside receivers, which made it the responsibility of a linebacker to cover Giles man for man. He was just starting to break free, but the ball was thrown prematurely and goes into the turf and falls incomplete.
Cassidy is coming out to field the punt. Tom Blanchard has dropped back in deep punt formation for the Buccaneers.
And Green Bay will wind up with good field position again unless he fumbles the football, but they've had it on their own 27, own 40, own 36, plus 45.
Blanchard. Cassidy moving up. He's got it at the 35. Cassidy at the 40, at the 45, and is out of bounds at the 48-yard line. It was Tony Davis on the tackle there. So when players resumed, it will be Green Bay's ball 1st and 10, and they will have the ball at their own 48-yard line, and they have a 7-point advantage so far.
In a world of good economy cars, Mazda introduces a great one, announcing the all-new 1981 Mazda GLC, now with front-wheel drive.
Just one look, that's all it took. Yeah, just one look, that's all it took.
The all-new Mazda GLC has 21% better mileage than before. And the more you look around, the more you like the looks of its price.
The more you look, the more you like.
All over America, do-it-yourselfers are becoming Stanley super-doers. They're doing bigger things, and they're doing them better and better. They depend on Stanley tools for measuring things right, for shaping things right, for making joints fit right. Tools that work right are made by Stanley, the do-it-yourself company.
Stanley, we want to help you do things right.
For a super deal on the NFL Thermos jug and mug, look for specially tagged Stanley tools.
Tuesday, a reunion beckons a man back to his high school girlfriend. But it's her teenage daughter who ends up stealing his heart. Reunion, a television premiere, Tuesday night.
Lindsay, watch Tom Blanchard here. He catches the snap from center, but he catches it against his body, you see. And then he has to move it back out again to a kicking position. And if you're not careful, if you do that very often, and if there's a rush on, there's a good chance that the defensive team will block the kick because it takes too much time to catch it against your body and then bring it back up.
1st and 10 for the Green Bay Packers. Ball is at their own 48-yard line. Dickey, short drop, sets and throws. Intercepted! Richard Wood has the ball. Richard Wood! And he's on his way for a Tampa Bay touchdown on the interception by Richard Wood.
A play-action pass starting to the right to get the movement of the linebackers. It's not going to have much of an effect on the backside linebacker, Richard Wood. He was in position. Dickey just anticipated that the split end was going to be open. It was a time pattern, threw it prematurely. Wood makes a beautiful interception, scampers down the right sideline, 55 yards for the touchdown. He's got the ball in the wrong arm, but sometimes when you reprimand him after a touchdown like this, you know, he comes back and says, how was it for distance?
John McKay, who coached Richard Wood and a brilliant career at Southern Cal. Garo Apremian is in to attempt the conversion. It is up. It is good, and the score is tied. It is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 7 and the Green Bay Packers 7 with 13 minutes 26 seconds remaining to be played in the first half here at Tampa Stadium in Tampa, Florida.
Michelob Light for the winning team, okay?
You guys would do that for us?
Would a bunch of guys really go at it this hard just for a beer? Well, consider it's Michelob Light, and that means a rich, smooth taste you can compare to any beer you like.
You guys never played like that before.
Hey, we never played for a Michelob Light before.
Michelob Light, compare the taste.
The Toyota Celica Super is life in the fast lane that's almost beyond belief. But the Super is not the only way to join the fast crowd. There's a now classic sporty Celica GT Coupe and the GT Liftback. And for those who would like a sporty Celica for a little less money, there's the ST, the lowest price Celica. To find out which one's for you, drive a Celica. Then just trust your feelings. A Celica selection.
Cecil Johnson was blitzing on the play. Here you're seeing play action. That's why Wood was involved in coverage. 54, he was at the right spot, handled his responsibility beautifully, made the interception, goes 55 yards, changes the scoreboard, and it's now 7-7.
The Premium is kicking off. Lee is waiting, and Lee has it at the 3-yard line. He's out to the 5, to the 10, to the 15. Lee across the 20, and he stopped at the 23-yard line by Aaron Brown. Special teams tackler. You can see who's had the football.
Isn't that astonishing? And yet it's 7-7. And that's what happens if you play well defensively and you do a good job with your specialty teams. You always have a chance.
In the first quarter, Green Bay had 7 first downs. Tampa Bay had none. Offensive yardage, Green Bay 134, Tampa Bay 15. Total offensive plays in the first quarter, Green Bay 22, Tampa Bay 6. It was that kind of a quarter. But as Hank points out, we're in a 7-7 tie. First and 10 at the 23 for the Green Bay Packers. Atkins stopped at the 20-yard line. Dewey Selman in on the tackle. Steve Atkins carrying.
I mentioned earlier, and here again, that's a difficult play against the Tampa Bay defense because you advertise sweep immediately. You just toss the ball back to the halfback. The linebackers get a good jump. It's hard for the linemen to get blocking angles or maintain their blocks. And for that reason, by the time the back gets there, why the ball carrier is met by the defensive people and have no chance whatsoever to make a play. They lose 4 yards on the play.
Second down coming. Lofton's in a wide right.
They'll send Kaufman in motion, I think.
And do. Dickey pumps it, and it's complete up the middle and across the 35-yard line. Richard Wood, Cotney converging there. Kaufman, the receiver.
Dickey really pumped that one in there very well, and that was an important reception or completion for Lynn Dickey after throwing the interception. Stands in the pocket nicely, concentrates on throwing the ball to the tight end. It's right on the numbers, thrown perfectly, and a big catch by Kaufman. They pick up the first down.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
As they go along here, they've got to throw the ball more on first down, I think, Lindsey.
Thompson in motion across. Quick pitch to Ivory. Whistle, stop play. Whistle, stop play. Penalty marker. Report is made to Cal Lepore, the referee. I like Cal's attitude in working a football game. Cal is sort of the relaxed school. He can sort of come out here in a minute and tell us all about it.
And the nice thing about it, he's very decisive.
Yes, he is. He's a veteran official in the National Football League.
He really jumped on that shot in the elevator about the short pants, didn't he? About the wet weather in Chicago.
We have 2 different readings on the 30-second clock. One seemed to jump and the other more or less steadfast. We're declining that penalty, offsetting it.
It's what you call a mechanical difficulty, and we'll do it again.
And a definite maybe.
Definite maybe, that's it.
As Bob Daly just initiated.
So it's still first and 10 at the 38-yard line. We're just going to do it all over again. And you see, that's what that mic is good for on that referee. It'd be a week from Wednesday before you found that out, before we had communication with the officials. Atkins was stopped by Dewey Selman.
Atkins is a very fluid, good-looking back, isn't he? I saw him a couple of years ago against the New Orleans Saints, and he turned the game around completely. He was hurt after that, but he really looks like a fine back.
He's a fine back. He's a hard runner. At Maryland, he had injury difficulties there. That was one of his problems.
Yes, he's a 2-year pro. 6 foot tall, 216. He has good balance, good leverage.
Second down and 4 yards to go. It's Kaufman tight end across. Eddie Lee Ivory. Just to the 46-yard line, Dewey Selman again. 3rd and 2.
They're trying to work on stalls, but those linebackers really react and respond extremely well to what they see. And in spite of the problem that Stalls might have, why the linebackers are coming up well. And of course, Stalls is a very fine player too. They got from Dallas, who is 6'4", 255, played his collegiate football at the University of North Carolina.
3rd down and 2 yards to go now for the Green Bay Packers, and a 7-7 tie here with 10 minutes 44 seconds left to play in the first half. They send Lofton to the left side. John Thompson to the right side. Quick pitch. And Adkins gets the first down. Curtis Jordan made the tackle.
You know, he did a really good job of running that time. It was an outside play designed to go to daylight. He cut to the inside. There you see him. It's a quick pitch to the fullback. But watch, he sees a little cavity on the inside. Leotis Harris does a good job of pulling through the hole, but he runs through there with good leverage, shoulder low, body low, and he runs through the traffic and comes out the other end and picks up the first down. Nice run there by Steve Atkins, and a fine block that time by Leotis Harris.
As it's spotted, it's at the 48-yard line.
Motion right by Kaufman.
Bobble a moment, but Dickey gets it now and throws it, and it is complete to Kaufman, tight roping along the sideline, and he's got it. Going to be spotted at the 36-yard line.
You have to spend a lot of time in practice on that kind of a play, Lindsey.
Don't you, though?
It's very deceptive for the linebackers. See, but he comes right back, brings it back down. Throws the ball, had enough composure, enough good mesh between he and the fullback. Eddie Lee Ivory throws the ball on top. Kaufman makes the reception.
And stays in bounds, so it's 1st and 10 outside the 36-yard line.
Didn't look very pretty, but it was effective. Motion left by Kaufman.
There he goes. Ellis. Gary Ellis pulled down. Shoestring by David Lewis. He's also a former Southern Cal linebacker.
Tackle made by David Lewis. Loss of 1, 2nd and 11.
2nd down and 11 at the 37-yard line. It's a sellout crowd. And this stadium seats 72,126 here in Tampa.
Andy Hawkins, number 59, comes in for number 57, David Lewis.
2nd 11 here. Kaufman across. Screen right to Ivory, and Ivory cuts back, goes to the 30-yard line. Now goes cross green and gets down inside the 25-yard line, stopped at the 22-yard line. Mike Washington brought him down.
Well, that was a beautiful run by Ivory that time. There's a great illustration. There's a draw to Middleton, fake the draw, throws outside. The ball was thrown poorly. He has to swing all the way around the outside, maintains his balance, cuts back into the middle of the area. Number 57 does a good job, Goforth. Runs into the middle part of the field, fakes inside, breaks outside, and is finally tackled there by Washington. Beautiful run, however.
1st and 10 at the 22. Kaufman in motion across. Eddie Lee Ivory to the 20-yard line. 2nd down and 8 at the 20. Dewey Selman on the tackle.
They're sending Kaufman in motion with the express purpose of trying to get the safety, have a mismatch with a weak safety and a strong safety, but the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are disregarding it completely. They just stay in the same place and they slide coverage, and nothing definitive really happens with the man in motion. They evidently had a thought about it going into the ball game with the idea that there might be an exchange, but they really aren't exchanging at this point of the game.
2nd down and 8 yards to go. Cordell Middleton in the left set. Under Thompson in motion across. Ellis is carried. Gary Ellis inside the 10 and all the way down to the 6-yard line. Mark Cotney brought him down.
Green Bay really has an excellent plan for the ball game. They're being very careful, very patient. Here's a draw play to Ellis. Number 57, Goforth, does a good job of blocking downfield. He's finally hit there by Andy Hawkins, number 59, but not until he gets all the way down to about the 6-yard line.
1st down and goal, double tight end. John Thompson comes in under. Thompson goes out. Lofton's in the left, split left. Cordell Middleton in the left set.
Play action pass.
Kaufman, touchdown, Green Bay and Kaufman.
That was a tight end delay. Watch Kaufman, the tight end. He blocks 82. Then he sneaks over. We call it a hide play. The tight end blocks it and sneaks over on the far side of the field. Gets hit there by Washington, but bounces right off the tackle and goes into the end zone for the touchdown. Nice looking play. great effort by the part of Paul Kaufman, number 82.
And Tom Burney is in to attempt the conversion for the Green Bay Packers, who have taken the lead now. Beverly comes in to hold for him.
The tight end on that kind of a play really has to be a good actor. He has to pretend like he's going to block at the point of attack and then slide over. He did that very well. That's why he was open.
Burney's kick is good. So the Green Bay Packers now have gone up in this ball game by a score of 14-7. And the clock says we have 6 minutes, 48 seconds remaining to be played in the first half here in Tampa, Florida.
Traction 12 months a year. Trax 12, Firestone's lowest priced steel-belted white wall radial.
I'm Mike Colbraker, State Farm agent, Carlisle, Illinois, speaking for thousands of State Farm agents across the country. One of the many reasons people keep coming to State Farm Insurance is because we service what we sell, and we do it on a personal, one-to-one basis. Service is what State Farm is all about, and service is what State Farm agents are all about.
And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
In 2 weeks, see same-day coverage of Mike Weaver's WBA Heavyweight Championship defense against second-ranked Harry Coetzee, Saturday, October 25th on the CBS Sports Spectacular.
That's the time remaining to be played in the first half at the top of your screen, with Green Bay leading 14-7. Burney will kick off. Gary Davis is center deep. And he has it at the 5-yard line. To the 10, to the 15, to the 20. And he's brought down to at the 21-yard line. Hit Lathrop on the tackle. So now the Bucs start, but they start again from deep in their own territory. There's the last scoring drive.
The Bucs start here, but they can't pass it to anybody. This bad field position has really been murder. They've had the ball, Packers 2-10, Bucs 20. And here again, Tampa, like last week, minus 20, minus 23, minus 19, minus 21. Great compliment to the defense of the Green Bay Packers.
Doug Williams, a quarterback. Eckwood. Beg your pardon, Ricky Bell. Johnny Gray made the tackle on Ricky Bell.
That time they changed their offensive personality. Tampa did. They used a double tight end offense. They switched Ricky Bell to the tailback position, and I think he looks much more effective at the tailback position. There you see Johnny Davis, number 38, throwing a good block, and that's their best running combination, I think, and they've had a problem because Johnny Davis has not been able to play very much because of a bad ankle.
John McKay, in his 5th year as head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They need a yard here, but for just one. Ricky Bell's pushed back. But they're going to mark it for the first down.
Yeah, his forward progress prevailed that time, and he definitely made the necessary area for the first down. But here again, that's their first down of the game. Lindsay, isn't that amazing?
First down for Tampa Bay, and it comes here with 6 minutes, 7 seconds left to play in the first half.
I think John has made a good change here, a good adjustment, using a double tight end offense with one flanker and Ricky Bell at the tailback spot. He's much more effective from that position.
Ricky Bell. Johnny Gray ran him out of bounds. Well, I know you had a conversation with him this morning about it, and it seemed to me he was telling you that he felt a lot more comfortable at tailback.
Yes, he looks like a different back completely at the fullback position, and of course they're trying to use interchange 3 backs, but Ricky Bell has not really been very effective at the fullback spot. He has to run the ball 20-25 times a game. He's one of the great running backs from the I formation that I've ever seen, and so it's important that he plays that position as often as he possibly can.
Of course, the ankle injury to Johnny Davis is one of the things that necessitated his playing the fullback.
No question, and of course, with Davis playing fullback, it's like playing with 3 guards.
1st and 10 now at the 43-yard line. That's Davis. Drives it up to the 48-yard line.
They feel that they have to control the line of scrimmage, and that's the only way you're going to move the ball consistently well. So far, the Green Bay Packers have dominated the line of scrimmage, both offensively and defensively. Right now, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are getting a little momentum, and they're doing a better job of knocking people off the line of scrimmage.
Second down and 5 yards to go. The Bucs have the ball at their own 48. Ricky Bell might have lost a half yard.
Ricky Bell, the ball carrier, stopped by Ezra Johnson.
About a short of 48.
Yep, there's the student body left. And look at the nice job Ezra Johnson does. Number 90, he strings the play out, makes him cut inside. By the time he cuts inside, the pursuit comes and makes the kill. Beautiful defensive play by Ezra Johnson, number 90, and the inside linebackers coming over to Phil to prevent him from making extra yardage on the play.
Third down, about 5.5. Eckwood is coming to the ball game now.
To throw the ball with the coverage like it is to the tight end or one of the backs. There's the back.
Brings it out there. Eckwood. So it's going to be a 1st and 10 as Estes Hood ran Eckwood out of bounds.
Williams has been criticized a great deal for not throwing a softer ball than he does, but that time he just threw it perfectly, exactly the way you have to throw it right on the money, about 2 feet in front of the ball carrier so he could catch it and maintain possession downfield. Beautiful looking play.
So now the Bucs have it 1st and 10, and they have it at the Green Bay 40-yard line. We have 4 minutes, 23 seconds left to play in the half. Green Bay is leading 14-7. Eckwood to the 38-yard line, and Mike McCoy on the corner made the tackle after a gain of 2 at 2nd down and 8.
And Kurt Alleman, number 60, also did a good job of responding to the play. It was turned in again that time, and it's very important that you not permit the offensive back to get on the outside of the containment. Green Bay is doing a good job of making them come inside, and that's why the yardage is not very much. That time only gained 2 yards in the play.
Isaac Higgins in a wide receiver. Ricky Bell at the 35-yard line. Alleman on the tackle.
Here again, I'll mention it again, but Tampa looks much more impressive with this kind of an attack, with a sledgehammer approach, with double tight, backs slamming in there tough, getting off the line of scrimmage. They are not a team that plays catch-up football well, and they're not a team that really dominates a game by the forward pass. They have to have good balance.
On the 3rd down, Eckwood comes back in. Bell comes off. Gordon Jones coming onto the field now. Jim Obradovich coming off. And now they've called for a timeout.
You know, the thing I can't understand, Lindsay, is the fact in this situation on 2nd down, 2nd and 5, why teams don't call 2 plays in a huddle. And if they don't succeed in making the 1st down, line up on the line of scrimmage so they don't permit the other team to put in the defensive scheme. See, we see a good illustration of it here now. Both teams are changing, but had Tampa just lined up on the ball and made them play with the people who were in the ball game, they might have had a better chance to make the 1st down.
It's a good idea. We have 3 minutes, 2 seconds remaining to be played in the half, which means that we're 1 minute and 2 seconds away from the automatic timeout that comes at the 2-minute warning. And it'll be 3rd and 5 for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they held the ball at the Green Bay 35-yard line. Now, each of these teams came in with a record of 2 wins and 3 losses. So it's a pivotal game. As a matter of fact, John McKay was saying he thought it was one of the most important games from that point of view since the franchise was formed, because they've been a disappointment so far this year. After having won the division championship, they got off the first 2 games this year, now lost 3 in a row. And this is a place where good things happen or bad things happen.
Exactly right, and a good observation, Lindsay. And really, this is the first time the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have looked good in the last 2 weeks, in the last 2 games, really offensively.
3rd down play coming now.
They'll probably double the outside receivers, so they're going to wind up, if they throw the ball, to one of the backs or the tight end again.
Jones left and Mucker right, wide receiver.
Looks like a blitz. It is. It is. It's a blitz.
Well, Williams got it loose, and they threw it right into the hand of Casey Merrill.
And they advertised the blitz pretty well, too. Butler got sacked on the inside. Number 78, Merrill, really got great penetration. from the outside.
And Mike Lewis was the man who batted it down, right?
Yes. And Anderson, the left outside linebacker, was also blitzing on the play. They just didn't recognize it. And that's what I meant before. See, if you just run the play, they don't have a chance to regroup and call that kind of a situation against an obvious passing situation in fourth or third and 5.
Dallas leading San Francisco. Blanchard's in deep punt formation. Cassidy has dropped back to field the punt. Over toward the corner. They let it go into the end zone.
Here again, Blanchard's kicking to the right. It's much better to kick to the left in that situation, Lindsey, because if the ball slides off your foot, it goes right down the middle of the field and you don't lose anything. If you kick to the right and it slides off your foot, then you got a disaster kick and it's a bad situation. Kick left, you avoid that bad possibility.
All right, the Green Bay Packers have it 1st and 10. They take it at their own 20-yard line now, and the Packers are leading in the game by a score of 14-7.
This is the worst field position they've had so far in the game as far as starting a drive is concerned. The other occasion they had it on the -23, but all the other times they've had the better of it from a field position standpoint. 27, 40, -36, +45, -48.
Tony Franklin kicked a field goal in that game you just saw there. Eddie Lee Ivory. A yard to the 21. Richard Wood on the tackle, 2nd and 9.
Well, they did a number on the strong safety that time, Cotney. He came across there, but they put the squeeze on him. Running right, watch 33, come up there quickly. The strong safety, watch the pursuit of Wood, 54. Wood comes up from the backside. There you see Cotney. You don't get a good view of his number, but he really got a shot trying to make penetration across the line of scrimmage.
We are approaching the 2-minute warning. We are wounded down now to 2:05 as the Green Bay Packers come up. 2:03, 2:02.
They'll toss the ball to the back this time with the idea of making him run into daylight.
Time ran out to the warning. 2 minutes remaining to be played in the first half of this game here in Tampa, Florida, and the Green Bay Packers in possession are leading in the game by a score of 14-7.
If you had driven along this street just a few years ago, the cars would have been very different. But now, more and more people are driving cars like the Honda Accord four-door sedan, with room inside for 4 adults and their possessions. It's a true sedan in every sense. In fact, the Accord four-door is one of the most successful front-wheel drive sedans in America. Simple proof that society has outgrown the big sedan.
Honda, we make it simple.
Here's another Radio Shack major computer breakthrough. The amazing new TRS-80 Pocket Computer, only $249. Imagine a basic language computer that weighs just 6 ounces. Now carry TRS-80 power in your pocket while traveling, on the job, solve problems, process data, and store it in permanent memory for instant recall. The amazing TRS-80 Pocket Computer, only at Radio Shack, the biggest name in little computers.
Catch a sneak preview of The White Shadow as he returns to New York for an unforgettable reunion with his friends and father. The highly acclaimed White Shadow, a special preview on a special night, Thursday.
This is Lindsey Nelson with Hank Stram here in Tampa, Florida. We have 2 minutes remaining to be played in the first half, and the Green Bay Packers are leading Tampa Bay by a score of 14-7. It'll be 2nd down, 9 yards to go for the Green Bay Packers. They have the ball at their own 21-yard line as play is resumed.
The Packers that time lined up in a double tight, double wing formation. This time they changed the formation to a wing setup. Now they wind up with now they send a motion back in this way. Usually they've done that. Here he comes.
Under Thompson. Eddie Lee Ivory, the lone setback. On the draw play, Eddie Lee Ivory dives it out to the 23, 24-yard line. Stopped by Dave Stalls and Dewey Selman.
Green Bay is doing a good job of camouflaging on occasions what the Chicago Bears did last week with a double tight, double wing formation. The Bears last week just came up and lined up in double tight, double wing, which means you have one remaining back in the backfield, one flanker on each side, and one tight end on each side of the ball. They just lined up and ran from it last week. The Green Bay Packers are creating the formation, lining up in a regular set, and then creating that double wing, double tight, and doing a pretty good job of making the Tampa Bay Buccaneers move on the play.
Tampa Bay, charge of the timeout. That's Bart Starr and Zeke Bratkowski there along with him. We're across at the Tampa Bay sideline here.
It's Tom Bass, the defensive coordinator, instructing the linebacker what to do on that particular play coming up. Dewey Selman, specifically number 58, who calls the defensive signals on the field.
Dan Meyer field goal, and Minnesota goes ahead of the Chicago Bears in the first quarter. Here it's going to be 3rd down and 7 at the 23. Dickey's been over for his conference. Time remaining in the first half. Superimposed there. At halftime, the New Wave Buccaneers, Massachusetts Maritime Academy football team from Buzzards Bay, Massachusetts, and Irv Cross will have a report. So stay with us during the halftime intermission.
Here comes a motion to the right now.
Dickey. Thompson. Andre Thompson at the 36-yard line. Curtis Jordan made the hit.
They really did a good job of reading that. The coverage was strong to the opposite side. Dickey came back away from the coverage and hit Thompson right in the hole where you had to hit him. Beautifully executed play. Same formation again.
And they're ready to go. 1st and 10.
This time they line up in it instead of create it.
Kaufman at midfield. Cedric Brown made the stop, and it's going to be 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Exactly the same play they ran the last time, except this time they exchanged the routes between Kaufman and Thompson. Double wing, double tight. Good protection. Important thing about it, good protection. Got the ball just in time before the linebacker, 54, Richard Wood, almost sucked it right out of the air.
And this time it is the Green Bay Packers who have called the timeout. As we look again at Bart Starr and Bratkowski. Zeke was one of the first coaches signed by Bart after he took the head coaching job. Of course, they had been teammates here at Green Bay. Bratkowski played his college football at Georgia, where they called it Bratowski. I went in to broadcast a football game there one time and asked about the pronunciation. They said silent K, Bratowski. After Zeke came into the National Football, he was with the Rams, and I went to the locker room one day and said, "How do you pronounce your name?" He said, Bratkowski. I said, "But at Georgia, they called it Bratowski." He said, "Oh, Coach Butts did that." And I was afraid to tell him it was wrong.
Well, he didn't have any kind of a Polish background. That's why, well, the Butts. McCarron is a very interesting story. You know, Lindsay, when I was at Kansas City years ago, the coach at Illinois that time, it was 8 years ago specifically, recommended McCarron very, very highly. He didn't go high in the draft. Nobody really wanted him. Green Bay picked him up, and he's played for 8 years and really done a remarkable job.
1st and 10 now. Green Bay at the Tampa Bay 49-yard line. And Dickey.
Here the backs are open.
Eddie Lee Ivory. 40. 37.
The linebackers of Tampa really get such great drops, and that's why they do such a good job defensively, but you have to recognize what they do and throw just the way they're throwing right now, patiently throwing in front of the linebackers, inside and outside of the linebackers. It's the only way you're going to move the ball consistently against Tampa.
It's the 10-37, no huddle formation, and Dickey drops back to throw.
There it is again.
Eddie Lee Ivory.
Get out of bounds.
Stop the clock as a penalty marker on the clip.
Looks like Thompson clipped on the play. Looked like he clipped Reese, number 46.
Clock is stopped with 47 seconds left. There it is. That's the clip, and I think you got it exactly right. I think it was Andre Thompson clipping Danny Reese.
That was a kind of a senseless block, too, because it really had no bearing on the success of the play. That's a kind of a penalty that really hurts. Good for Tampa, however, bad for Green Bay.
Cal Lepore puts it down there at the 45-yard line.
Here you see it very vividly here.
Personal foul, clipping 89. Offense, 1st down.
But you can never criticize a player for trying, and that's exactly what he was doing. He was trying to make a big block for his teammate to make a big gain on the play, and didn't get his head in front, and that's what happened on the play.
First down and 18 yards to go at the 45. Ricky. Ellis. Jerry Ellis upended by Leroy Selman.
Boy, can he move laterally. He got a whiff of the play going outside, took the proper pursuit angle. That's the important thing, the proper pursuit angle. Watch 63. He starts to get penetration, gets a whiff of what the play is, and immediately breaks at a good angle right down the line. You see that? Right down the line is involved in making the tackle on the play.
If you had watched Tampa Bay last year all year, though, and somebody had told you that at this stage of this season that Leroy Selman would have 1 sack, you would tell him he's mistaken.
That's exactly right. You'd have to have some kind of an investigation to find out what happened. Everybody's got to be holding if he doesn't make more sacks than that. But that's exactly what the situation. And of course, teams are playing him a little differently. They're double teaming him on many occasions with a lineman and also a back, blocking him low, blocking him high, and as a result, he hasn't been able to get to the passer like he did last year. But that's the. You have to give a lot of credit to the offensive teams who really have devised a way to keep him from getting that kind of penetration.
When you sat down to work on your game plan, you were aware of Leroy Selman.
Very much so. Very much so. And you want to do as much business as possible away from him. He's already proven that he's an all-pro player. Why enhance his reputation by running to him?
A second period score.
This time I was taken with 39 seconds remaining to be played in the first half, as Dickey's been over again.
In the first quarter, the Dallas Cowboys.
Second and 16 at the 43-yard line. Clock starts on the snap. Thompson and Lofton double to the left side.
I thought he tried to throw underneath again. Here's the back. There he is.
Middleton. Cordell Middleton at the 30. Gets to the 25-yard line.
See, that's a great thing about having backs that can run. You just throw them a 6 or 5-yard pass or 7-yard pass, and they run for another 20, and it's really very effective. But this is what you must do because the linebackers get, as I mentioned so many times earlier, they get such good depth that you can't try to force the ball. You got to throw in front of and between. That time Wood missed an open field tackle, which he very rarely does. And Middleton finally gets to the outside tackle by Mike Washington.
Green Bay spent their last time out. Clock was stopped with 29 seconds left in the half, and the conference convenes once again along the sideline. Bart Starr in his 6th year as head coach of the Green Bay Packers.
And I want to say, too, Lindsay, that I really think Bart Starr has done a very good job with this football team. I've seen him on 5 or 6 occasions. They've won all the games that I've seen them do and see them play. And but they look like they're well coached, well disciplined, well drilled. And he's had a lot of bad luck with injuries, but I really think he's going to do a great job with this young football team.
They finished last season with 11 men on the injured reserve, and they thought they had really had it, and they had had lots of trouble. They began this season on opening day. They had 13 on the injured reserve.
Yeah, it's just incredible luck, and you have to give the committee in Green Bay a lot of credit for understanding what the problems are and permitting Bart to maintain possession of this football team because they've got the right guy, and I think he's going to do a great job.
They're leading here by a score of 14-7, 29 seconds remaining in the first half. It is first down and 10 yards to go, and the ball is at the 26-yard line. Atkins and Middleton are the setbacks. Dickey, and he's dropped.
Boy, he had a good screen set up on the outside. He tried to get Thompson into the post. Had no chance whatsoever, but had a good chance to do business on the outside. Didn't see it, and had to eat the ball. Now they're going to line up in a field goal situation with no timeouts left. And the important thing is with this thing is that you have to have at least 18 seconds to put the ball in play for a field goal if you don't have a timeout.
The sack to Leroy Selman, the 42-yarder, and that does not get there.
I think he made a bad mistake by not throwing the football. You got to, in that situation, Lindsay, you have to throw the ball to stop the clock when you don't have any more timeouts left. They would have had plenty of time to line up and regroup and take their time to kick the field goal. Under the circumstances, it was a hurried-up situation, and he kicked it very poorly.
So ball goes over at the line of scrimmage. They bring it out. 1st and 10 now for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The clock starts on the snap. And we have 7 seconds left in the half. Green Bay 14. Tampa Bay Buccaneers 7. So we are approaching the halftime intermission. We invite you to stay with us for scores, highlights, all sorts of football information. Williams. Time has run out. When he's down, the halftime intermission is here, and he goes out of bounds at the 46-yard line. And that's the end of the first half with the score: Green Bay Packers 14, Tampa Bay Buccaneers 7.
Before the station wagon became a station wagon, it had to be something a lot more. It had to be a Mercedes-Benz. Mercedes-Benz didn't invent the station wagon. They just raised it up to Mercedes-Benz standards. Mercedes-Benz, engineered like no other car in the world.
Outside, the Canon NP200 may look like any small copier, but inside there's a world of difference, a world of micronics, where 20 copies a minute are not only possible, but made reliable with a microcomputer. Fiber optics precisely defines your image, and a toner projection system gives you clear copies on virtually any paper. Up to 11 by 17. Compact in size and price, the Canon NP200 is definitely worth looking into.
Arco Graphite, the black super oil, challenges the best oil from Mobil, Quaker State, and Pennzoil and engine wear. Fact, Arco Graphite is better because it reduces friction better. That's why it reduces engine wear better, which can give your engine a longer life than any leading motor oil. So help give your engine a longer life. Use Arco Graphite, the super oil that's fact, not friction. Look for the Arco Graphite refund offer during September and October.
Monday, it's the 14th Annual Country Music Association Awards. Direct from Nashville with Barbara Mandrell and Mac Davis, playing host to Dolly Parton, Kenny Rogers, the Charlie Daniels Band, Larry Gatlin, Crystal Gale, Loretta Lynn, Ronnie Millsap, Ann Murray, Charlie Pride, Burt Reynolds, Dottie West, Don Williams, and many more. The greatest stars of country music, performers and presenters on country music's biggest night. Monday at 9:30, 8:30 Central and Mountain, the Country Music Association Awards.
Back live in New York, I'm Brent Musburger with Irv Cross. The final score of that football game last night in the Astrodome was 17-13, Houston over Texas A&M. I misled you during the pregame show. That football game didn't end until 2:45 in the morning because of the baseball game. Now let's take you to our NFL scoreboard and get you up to date. What a surprise. At the half, the Giants over Philadelphia, Wilbert Montgomery not playing because of a pulled groin muscle and a hip pointer. They're at the half. Surprises all over the place. Buffalo unbeaten in 5 games, trailing Baltimore in the second period. 10-6 is the count there. Burt Jones, 38 yards to Siani for the touchdown in that game. The Green Bay Packers, as the Greek suggested earlier, have ambushed Tampa Bay. 6 yards, Dickey to Kaufman put them ahead. Richard Wood, 55-yard run with an intercepted pass for John McKay's touchdown. The Steelers have won 18 in a row at home, and at the half, they trail Cincinnati by 17. Charles Alexander from a yard out. Anderson went to Pete Johnson, 28 yards, the touchdown there. New England has now beaten back Don Strock, taken on Woodley, the rookie quarterback from LSU, and the Patriots dominating. Grogan goes 33 yards to Harold Jackson, and the extra point was missed. Minnesota leading the Bears by a field goal as a 35-yarder by Dameyer. They are in the first period. Los Angeles and St. Louis. And the Cardinals' defense just a touch tougher than what the Rams have faced the last few weeks. They are scoreless in the first period. And the Dallas Cowboys got a 16-yard pass from White to Drew Pearson, and Ron Springs ran out from just a yard in. And you know, most of the college football we look at on this broadcast involves the big-time schools with elaborate facilities and schedules so demanding they sometimes produce young men who are athletes before they are students. But this week, Irv takes a look at the New England Football Conference and a school that is oceans away from that sort of thing.
Prior to the opening of football season, most head coaches are asked to give a forecast of the upcoming year. How many games are you going to win? How strong is the running game? Of course, these questions are all important. But at Massachusetts Maritime Academy, there's a consideration even greater, because over half the football team is in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. More exactly, 42 varsity players are undergoing sea training aboard the Academy's training ship, the Bay State. Players even attending classes have some coaches baying at the moon. But every Massachusetts maritime student must complete a 60-day training cruise to help qualify for his Merchant Marine Officer's license. This cruise was to have ended before the season started, but mechanical problems scuttled that.
Time out there, give him some time. Pick him up, pick him up.
It's very hard to explain, but it was almost like a part of me was on board the ship when it left on September 6th, because we do have a small college program. We do get very close to our players, and as a matter of fact, the atmosphere on campus is one of very closeness between the faculty and all of the cadets on campus.
Thinking about those 42 ball players out to sea, do they have a special training program of some kind to maintain while they're out to sea?
Yes, they do. The players on board the ship work out on the universal gym, and that is the weight aspect of the program. They also do some running, which is in the ladder well on board the ship. And on our stadium deck, we get involved with agility drills. We work on quickness, and we do a number of drills that emphasize quick feet in this type of setting.
Sea legs, rather than Charlie horses, plagued the team's coordinator aboard ship.
During our first workout, I counted heads, and I noticed that one of our top defensive players was not there. He showed up halfway through the workout and looking a bit green, and he took me aside and said, "Coach, I can't participate." And I said, "What's the problem?" I fear that he might tell me he's not going to do football this year or something. But he said very, very confidentially that he was sick, seasick, first time on a ship, and please not to tell the rest of the people.
Green, and not from seasickness, were the 33 freshmen making up the core of the team. After being torpedoed in the opening game, the Academy faced stormy weather and gale warnings. But a big fourth quarter play against Nichols meant anchors away.
Greatest victory that we've ever had in this program. You guys made it happen under probably the best. Perhaps the most adverse conditions that we could possibly have. It shows you what a little perseverance and a little belief does.
Norv tells me their record now is 3-1, and all those veterans are due back in November. Meanwhile, the Baltimore Colts have just tacked up another one on Buffalo. It is now 17-6, second period. And the NFL Today continues on CBS after these messages from your local stations.
This week, 60 Minutes invites you to lunch at the best restaurant in the world. One of 3 brand new stories tonight at 7, 6 Central and Mountain on CBS.
Shopping for a new home is tough. When the price is right, the house isn't. When the house is right, the price isn't. Unless you build a Warsaw home. A Warsaw home costs thousands of dollars less than comparable homes. And there are over 150 beautiful new designs to choose from. Split levels, branches, L-shaped, U-shaped, H-shaped, 2, 3, 4, and 5 bedrooms. And each can be customized to fit your family's needs and budget. That may include a 1-car or 2-car garage, a kitchen with everything built in, or a good-sized family room with a patio just outside. With Warsaw, you get everything you want in a new home, including a price you can afford. Welcome home.
Warsaw Homes, welcome home, Warsaw Homes.
So Tampa Bay experiencing all kinds of problems across. Let's turn our attention to the highlights, and we're going to pick it up with Lynn Dickey. Play action pass to James Lofton. He's got the good speed.
Lofton has good speed, but Dickey's had a good first half. 16 for 22, 217 yards, and that's a big completion right there.
Irv, here comes Terdell Middleton, off tackle for the touchdown. That made it 7-0, and then Dickey was intercepted by Richard Wood, who brought it all the way back.
Of course, the lifeblood of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers has always been their defense. Richard Wood, alias Batman out of Southern Cal, picks this one off and rams along the right sideline for the score.
Now here's Dickey's touchdown pass to his tight end, Paul Kaufman, 6 yards for the score, 14-7, Packers with the lead. And we turn our attention to the Philadelphia Eagles. Here's that early fumble, Irv.
Boy, it's hurt. Louis Giamona substituting for Robert Montgomery, bobbles the ball, and the Giants get it inside the 1-yard line, and you know what happens from there.
Exactly, and here it is. Young Phil Simms takes it in, and that started the Giants off on the right track. And here's Simms going to Johnny Perkins, Irv, for the touchdown.
But Simms has good vision. He's tall, throws over the topper, hits Perkins for the score, and the Giants right now seem to have command of this ballgame.
The Dallas Cowboys from the shotgun. Danny White couldn't handle the snap from center. Forced back to about the 5-yard line. Scrambles down. Would you believe he found Jay Saldy?
That's incredible. You know, White has that bad finger, and I imagine he's probably having trouble handling the ball.
Well, here's the touchdown pass, and it's to Drew Pearson, who beat the cornerback over there, and so the Cowboys strike. And you know, Green Bay waived kicker Chester Marco earlier this week, saying they were disappointed with the height and the depth of his kickoffs. Marco, who is a 9-year NFL veteran, was league scoring champion in 1972 and 74. He's this week's example of how quickly you can go from hero to GOAT. He was the hero in this season's opener when he ran in his own blocked field goal attempt for the winning points against the Bears.
Chester has made an impact on this football team in the years that he's been here. This is part of the difficulty of making a decision like this.
I'm disappointed. I'm hurt. I'm not bitter.
Now, Marco says he received 2 Novocaine shots before the Miami game last October and another shot the following week when the Packers played the New York Jets.
In order for me to be able to play that game, I had no choice but to take shots. Very privately, both of us talked. He asked me how I was doing. I says, Coach, as far as right now is concerned, there is no way I can kick tomorrow unless I get Novocaine shots. He says, well, at this moment, because we didn't have a chance to get anybody else in here and we have nobody that can kick, I think this organization or you has no choice.
Yes, I did tell him or say that we would have to do that because based on what our doctors had said at the time, I simply responded in that fashion.
They asked me not to say anything to the press after the game because the Green Bay Packers have not told anything to the National Football League that I was questionable, probably, or whatever the case might be that they have to report. And I hope the lightning strikes me dead or a roof falls on my head at this second, if that's a lie.
The league is investigating not because Novocaine was used, but because that injury was not reported to the commissioner's office. Now let's send you back to the stadium and the game you're enjoying on CBS.
And here in Tampa, Florida, the Green Bay Packers have a 7-point lead over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 14-7 at halftime. And as you can see, teams are coming back onto the field here. And very shortly, we'll be kicking off for the second half of play in Tampa.
At JCPenney Auto Centers, we won't give you the business because we want to keep your business.
They didn't sell me the JCPenney battery. They said the 5-year battery was powerful enough for my car. It was.
I thought I needed new shock absorbers. They told me my tires were too hard.
I came in for ordinary radials. I came out with new Mileage Maker XP all-season steel-belted radials. They steered me right.
JCPenney Auto Centers, we won't steer you wrong.
Michelob brings you the 7-day weekend, all America style. Americans love weekends, not just the Saturday and Sunday kind, but whenever we take time to enjoy the good things in life, like the smooth and mellow taste of Michelob. Because all over America, Michelob helps make any time feel a little like a weekend.
Hey, put a little weekend in your week.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Neil Cozy. For 200 years, the Cherokee Indians have struggled here in the Smoky Mountains to maintain their own culture and still keep pace with a growing America. But isolation and lack of opportunities have made it difficult for children growing up here. There's a lot of poverty hidden in these mountains that most people don't see. But good things are happening for the Cherokee because Save the Children have been working with the families and community in a real team effort to improve children's lives. On this reservation, Save the Children projects now provide better nutrition and education and job opportunities for parents as well. In the U.S. and in 25 countries overseas, Save the Children have helped people help themselves to a better life. And you've got an important part to play in this effort. Learn more about how you can help. Write to me, Neil Cozy, at Save the Children, Westport, Connecticut, 06880.
The preceding message was furnished as a public service by the National Football League. The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Motorcraft, all kinds of parts for all kinds of cars. Motorcraft for sure. Sylvania, makers of Superset Color TV and a complete line of home entertainment products. And by Transamerica Corporation. Transamerica Corporation offers you first-rate service at a fair price.
As we start playing the second half here in Tampa, Florida, you see Gary Davis deep, center deep to receive the kickoff of Tom Burney. I'm Lindsey Nelson with Hank Stram here in Tampa, Florida, and here comes Burney. Gary Davis waiting at the 3-yard line. He's got it at the 5, at the 10, at the 15. Gary Davis to the 20, to the 25, and upended there by Mike McCoy. And so the Bucs will start it now 1st and 10.
Packers have definitely dominated the first half of this game, 17-4 with first downs, rushing 62-70. But look at the passing statistics. 214-12 total, 276-82 in possession. Look at that, 21-48 to 8-12. It's hard to win a football game if you don't have the football.
And yet they trail by only 7 points, which is the amazing thing of it all. 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
They start with double tight.
And Ricky Bell.
And Ricky Bell, the tailback. They were most impressive from that formation in the second quarter, and they come out in the third quarter. It's easy to understand why they're using that kind of an attack. Look at Lynn Dickey, 16 of 22 for 217 yards and 1 interception. Doug Williams, 1 of 5 for 12 yards, no interceptions. What a contrast.
Second down, 5 yards to go.
But again, in all fairness to Tampa, they haven't had the ball very much, and the field position has really been bad, which is a great compliment to the Green Bay Packers. Double tight again, I formation.
Ricky Bell in the tailback. Johnny Davis ahead of him. Williams.
Oh, he's got the tight end open.
Incomplete. You're right, he had him wide open. Giles.
Boy, what a shot. He had a play-action pass to the left. The tight end, Jimmy Giles, released on the outside, went right down the alley. Boy, was he open, and he threw the ball just a little bit beyond, hurried himself a little bit because it was a play-action pass, didn't set up properly, and didn't get it up high enough. And that kind of a situation, Lindsey, you really have to throw the ball up high enough to permit the receiver to make any adjustment he has to make the catch. That time, he threw it like a frozen rope and had no chance to make the catch.
Giles went so far, he just kept going. He's had to take the train back. They're reconvening the huddle now, with Giles having just rejoined them.
I thought he was going to run right up the ramp.
3rd down and 5 yards to go.
Well, we should see something to the back of the tight end here, something safe, something conservative. There's the back.
Eckwood incomplete. Like that discovering out there. Punting unit comes on now as Eckwood comes off, and so does Williams come off. Tom Blanchard is the punter.
And here again, Green Bay should have good field position after this exchange. He throws this right on the money. Right in the, you can't throw the ball any better than that. Looked like he tried to catch it with his wrist.
Blanchard deep. Cassidy will field the punt. pass it. He lets it go. It's inside the 20. It's rolling to the 15, 14, 13, and it's blown dead at the 13-yard line. Green Bay Packers get it, but they get it first and 10 at their own 13 on the rolling punt.
Tampa really dodged a bullet that time. The ball should have been blocked. The defensive lineman who had penetration that time, had he taken the proper angle, he'd have blocked that kick. Looks like it. I thought it was Merrill, number 78, who had the good. There it is. Yep. Look at. See, had he gone right at his foot, he'd have blocked the kick. He veered off to the left a little bit right before he was supposed to make contact. Should have been a block kick. 53-yard punt by Tom Blanchard.
Packers are leading 14-7, and they have the ball now in the third quarter. They send Lofton far to the left side. Lynn Dickey, the quarterback, brings them up. Eddie Lee Ivory and Steve Atkins to the setbacks.
They're going to run right. Nope, they're going the other way this time.
Atkins going nowhere. Mike Washington on that corner. The ball got loose. The scramble is on, and it's in the end zone. Eddie Lee Ivory. It's being marked back out there about the 8-yard line.
Yeah, they evidently said the play was dead.
It was dead before all the scramble started. So that was all for naught. The runner was down. The play was over.
They had a wing position to the right side. Looked like they had an advantage to run this side. That's why I thought they would probably run to the right. They went to the left where they had a disadvantage and wound up paying the price and losing 5 yards on the play.
Ricky Bell along the sideline at 2nd and 15 for the Green Bay Packers with the ball now at their own 8-yard line, and the Tampa fans are alive here now.
They set him in motion. Nope.
Atkins off tackle to the 15. Dewey Selman made the tackle. Picked up about 7 on the play. But to make it 3rd down and 8 yards to go. Bruce Radford's coming in defensively now. Just reactivated by the Tampa Bay Bucks. 6'6", 260.
The one thing you don't want to do here is what you know Lindsay is to get yourself in some kind of a bind and cough up the football and make a mistake. You've got to get out of the soup, so to speak, and get in a good penalty position if you don't make the first down.
3rd and 8, and the penalty marker. It's going to be delay. It's going to be delay. Penalty marker's thrown. The 30-second clock ran out. That'll cost him 5.
Delay offense, 3rd down.
3rd and 13 now at the 10-yard line. And it becomes even more intense than it was. Lofton to the wide left. Andre Thompson to the wide right.
They'll probably run the ball this time or again throw something high from a high percentage standpoint to the backs.
Ivory in the left set. Atkins in the right set. Eddie Lee Ivory. Out to the 15-yard line. David Lewis on the tackle. Punting unit coming on now for the Green Bay Packers. That's Ivory getting up.
That's a smart play because the one thing you don't want to do is take any kind of a chance, and with the idea of coughing up the football, you try to get it out of there a little bit farther away from the goal line so you get a better kicking situation. But the important thing in that particular setting is that you don't cough up the football, which they didn't do. Not yet, anyhow.
Beverly's in the punt. He's standing at his own goal line. You saw Danny Reese deep standing at the 42-yard line, his own 42. Buccaneers want good field position out of this exchange here, with the Packers holding a 7-point advantage. We're in the 3rd quarter. Beverly booms it out of there. Reese is at his own 35-yard line. He's at his 40, and he stopped at his 42. And so the Buccaneers start 1st and 10 at their own 42-yard line.
Beautiful pressure kick by Beverly and good coverage by the specialty team.
George Cumby came in to make the tackle on the specialty team. We have 11 minutes, 57 seconds remaining to be played in the 3rd quarter. Green Bay 14, Tampa Bay 7.
Motorcraft for sure. Motorcraft for sure.
How do you make the great lineup of Motorcraft parts even better? You've already got batteries with sure power, hot firing spark plugs, and a full line of filters. So how do you make it better? Just add oil. Introducing Motorcraft Oil, formulated to stabilize oxidation and reduce wear. Rated SF, it meets the most advanced engineering standards set for the 80s. You can be sure of it.
Motorcraft for sure.
In an independent test,
Over 1,000 different people were asked.
Which TV set had the best overall color picture?
More people chose the 19-inch Sylvania Super Set
than either RCA or Zenith.
This is the 4th year in a row
that Sylvania was chosen by the people
as having the best color picture.
Sylvania may not be the biggest, but a lot of people think Sylvania's got the
best color
picture.
Tuesday, join Johnny Cash, Willie Nelson, and the greatest stars of country music for a rompin' stompin' hour of pickin' and singing on the Unbroken Circle. Tuesday at 8/7 Central and Mountain.
Cincinnati leading the Steelers 17-6. Russell Davis ran the last one in. One of the telling moments in the football game. Now, can Tampa Bay move? They have good field position at their own 42. They trail by 7 points here in the third quarter. Greg Williams.
Looks like something left.
Eckwood carrying. Out to the 45-yard line. Ed O'Neill from Penn State made the tackle.
You know, that was a good key breaker that time, in that the Eckwood lined up way up in front of the fullback, which usually is an indication that they're going to run to the other side. That time they lined up like it was tilted to the left and ran to the right, which is a good key breaker and very deceptive as far as the keys of the defense is concerned.
Larry Mucker's coming at a wide receiver in place of Isaac Higgins. 2nd and 7 at the 45-yard line.
Ooh, what a hole.
Gave it to Eckwood off the tailback, and Johnny Gray, Mike Douglas made the stop.
Now that's kind of a counterplay. Watch. They fake to the fullback and then give it to Eckwood coming up the middle. Good blocking at the point of attack by the offensive line. Ray Schnell, number 72, did a good job. Jim Leonard, 62, did a good job, as did Roberts, all of whom got the kind of push you have to have on that kind of a play. 1st and 10.
Eckwood came off. Ricky Bell is in there. Ricky Bell's got the ball. Jitterbugging up to the 40-yard line. Charles Johnson on the top.
Flag down on the play, Lindsey.
So there's one to check out here, being reported to referee Cal Lepore. Face mask. That's even more yardage for the Buccaneers.
You know, one thing they did that time, which is very effective, they went on a quicker count. And that's very important, I think, during the course of the game, to go on quick counts.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, 5-yard penalty, and a 1st down.
There you see a shot. You don't see it very well, but there you see a shot of the face mask. And evidently by Mike Douglas, number 53.
1st down and 10 yards to go. The ball is at the 35-yard line. This is Bell. It's got about a yard as Mike Douglas was there.
Charlie Hanna, the right tackle that time, pulled and tried to knock out the cornerback, but he responded well to the play. The cornerback Estes Hood, and they don't succeed in getting but just a yard on the play. I was talking about the quick count, Lindsey, which is very important. If you're not careful, once the game starts, you consistently go on 2, 2, 2, 2, and so you have a rhythm offensively. But if you're not careful, the defense also has a rhythm established. That's why you must go on a quick count, longer counts, shorter counts to keep them off balance.
2nd and 9. Bell's in the fullback. Eckwood is the tailback. Down to the outside and incomplete. Now to get it to Mucker. Mike McCoy covering. 3rd and 9 at the 34-yard line.
Looks like Doug Williams is hurrying himself just a little bit, and that's why he's throwing the ball so far up on top and beyond the receiver. got to settle down a little bit, take a little bit more time to get his feet in a good position to throw the football. That time it didn't look like his feet were ready, and it's very obvious that you can't throw the ball with just your arm. You must throw it with your legs also.
Big third down for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They trail by 7. We're in the third quarter. It is 3rd and 9 at the 34-yard line of the Green Bay Packers.
We're going to bump and run on the outside with the safety deep. We ought to be able to go deep.
Ooh, Giles incomplete. Tried to get it to his tight end. Johnny Gray covering. Tom Blanchard has come on to do the punting.
Blanchard is in the
You know, Tampa used a spread formation some in preseason. I haven't seen them use it in league play, but with the way Williams is hurrying himself, it might not be a good idea on obvious passing situations to put him back in the spread to give him more time. Now he kicks to the left.
Over the head of Lee, he lets it go, and he goes out of bounds, and it'll be set up. 11, 12, 13, first and 10 at the 13-yard line. So the Green Bay Packers get it, but they get it deep in their own territory as Blanchard angle it out across the sideline marker. 9 minutes, 36 left in the third quarter.
When you can borrow money for the things you need, when you need them.
That's Transamerica Financial.
That's Transamerica. When you go to the movies, and you're glad you did.
It's United Artists.
That's Transamerica. When your property is well insured and your independent agent is understanding.
That's Transamerica Insurance.
The many companies in the Transamerica family all stand for just one thing. First-rate service at a fair price. That's Transamerica.
Hatfield's gas pipes were leaking half our gas, but the town couldn't afford a contractor to fix them.
See if you can break it down.
So when Bill Sanders of Phillips showed us gas pipe made of their plastic and how to install it ourselves, we were in hog heaven. With some willing hands and some expert advice from Phillips, now Hatfield, Arkansas is really cooking. And that new pipe paid for itself in a year.
Phillips Petroleum. Good things for cars and the people who drive them.
Green Bay Packers have a 7-point lead, and they have the ball, but they have it deep in their own territory. First and 10 at their own 13-yard line. Lynn Dickey has quarterbacked them throughout as he brings them up. Adkins. And he is out of bounds at the 19-yard line. Dave Logan bounced him out.
Curtis Johnson, that time, number 25, the left cornerback, came up beautifully. Was in a perfect position to make the play on the quick screen, but missed the tackle. And for that reason, why the ball carrier was able to get 6 yards on a play that should have been a loss or no gain.
So it is 2nd down and 5 yards to go now for the Green Bay Packers. Andre Thompson is split out far to the right side. Lofton to the left side. Give it to his up back Atkins across to the 22-yard line. Picked up about 3 on the play. Still be a couple short. Leroy Selman in to make the tackle. Danny White with a pass to Drew Pearson, and it's Dallas 24, the San Francisco 49ers nothing. 3rd and short coming here.
San Francisco got off to a good start, but they are really personnel-wise not as good as their record would lead you to believe early, and I think they're now they're playing good football teams, and they're finding out a lot about their club. Something right.
Ivory. He got the first down. They maintain possession, keep the drive alive. Richard Wood made the tackle for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's 1st and 10 now at the 25-yard line.
The Packers are really doing a good job again of controlling the line of scrimmage. Cook that time, Kaufman, Harris, McCarron, all of whom did a good job and got a good surge that time and provided the running room so they could make the first down.
Dickey brings him up. He's got Adkins ahead of Ivory in the I formation.
Motion right by Kaufman.
There he comes. Eddie Lee Ivory cut off at the pass, tries the other way, and nothing. Cecil Johnson dragged him down at the line of scrimmage. Might have lost a foot or so.
David Logan really did a good job, too. The player on the nose that time responded well, got off his block, and made the tackle. Good play, really, by David Logan.
2nd down and 10 yards to go for the Green Bay Packers. Won their opening game, lost 3 in a row, then won last week from Cincinnati, trying to make it 2 in a row here this afternoon. Last year, in both their meetings, Tampa Bay defeated the Green Bay Packers.
Now they'll send the flanker in motion. Here he comes.
Andre Thompson.
Tight end.
Kaufman's got it. The tight end at the 37-yard line. And it's a 1st and 10. Neil Cozy made the tackle.
They really do a good job of creating that formation. They're thrown away from the strong side of the field. Dickey really whistles the ball right in the spot to Kaufman. Right at the numbers. He squats right in the hole there between the linebackers and the defensive back. Ball's on target. Another 1st down. Beautiful execution.
Packers have a 7-point lead. They keep the drive alive, and they are running minutes off the clock here in the 3rd quarter. 6 minutes, 47 seconds left to play in this period. Motion across to the tight end, Kaufman. Quick pitch now to Eddie Lee Ivory. Ivory off tackle to the 40, goes outside, goes to the 45, to the 50, and across into Tampa Bay territory before he's run out of bounds by Bruce Radford. So it's another 1st down for the Green Bay Packers on that ramble by Eddie Lee Ivory.
Some missed tackles over there again. Cotney, who is a very sure tackle ordinarily, missed the open field tackle. And of course, Ivory's an excellent back, and so that's easy to do. But from a defensive viewpoint, Washington has a shot. He misses first. And there you see number 78 coming over to make the tackle. But Ivory really does a good job of running the ball on the play.
1st and 10 now for the Packers. They have the ball outside the 46-yard line. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they send Lofton to the left side. Andre Thompson and John Thompson. A pair of Thompsons left, and they bring Andre Thompson in motion across. Dickey to Lofton, and Lofton gathers it in at the 32-yard line. Norris Thomas along with Mark Cotney.
That's a tough formation in that you have 7-on-7 and everybody playing across the board. Easy to read the coverage, and he did a good job of throwing a quick slant pass from a double wing, double tight, faking inside to Atkins. Good protection. Throws right over the top of the linebacker and puts it right on the money for the 1st down.
It's 1st and 10 now for the Green Bay Packers at the Tampa Bay 32-yard line. Green Bay leading by a score of 14-7. They send Cassidy far to the left side. Andre Thompson far to the right side. No problem here with the official. 1st and 10 at the 32. Giants leading the Eagles 16-10 in the 3rd quarter. Giamona ran for the last one.
Motion again to the right this time by Kaufman.
Take to Turdell Middleton, got it up down to Thompson on the screen right. Tries to cut back to the inside, and now finds some running room, and Andre Thompson.
He's gone, unless he gets a heart attack. Nope.
Inside the 5-yard line, Andre Thompson. 1st down and goal to go.
Boy, that was a well-conceived play, a quick screen. And it looked like with the blockers he had set up in front that he was going to make it easy. You have to give the Tampa Bay a lot of credit. Fake to the left, throw back over to the right side.
Penalty marker.
To Thompson. Does a good job of picking his way, going all the way over on the other side of the field. Number 72 did a good job of blocking on the play. It had to be 62. But they call it back.
It is an artful exercise and all for naught because the penalty is against the Green Bay Packers and puts the ball back to the Tampa Bay 43-yard line. And Cal Lepore will tell us about it.
Personal foul, clipping 54. Offense, it is 1st down.
Larry McCarron. McCarron, you'll notice, wearing a bit of plastic on a finger on his right hand so that he can snap the ball with his right hand. With the injured finger, tried snapping it with his left hand. Does it better right hand. First and 23 at the 43. Middleton. To the 41-yard line. He got 2. Cecil Johnson made the tackle. Steve DeBerg passed to Dwight Clark for the San Francisco touchdown. 24-7 in the second quarter, Dallas.
The Packers really have an excellent plan for this game. And basically, the whole thing stems from the fact that you have to have good patience when you play Tampa, and they've exercised good patience here this afternoon so far.
It is second down and 19 yards to go. Ball is at the Tampa Bay 41-yard line. And there goes the flag again. It's going to be another delay penalty. 30-second clock expired once again.
It's hard to understand why they would have that much of a problem. Evidently, they're signaling the plays in from the sideline, and they're not coming in fast enough.
Offense, second down.
Second and 24. There's the 30-second clock. Started, of course, when the ball is marked ready for play. Second down and 24 yards to go at the 46. It's put up there so that the quarterback can see it.
They hadn't run a draw for a while. This would be a good place for a draw to try to, well, they're running outside.
Eddie Liabri stumbled across the 40. Radford on the tackle.
The way the Tampa defense gets such good depth of linebackers, draw plays are a very important part of a game plan when you play them, because they do retreat so well and try to cover up and help the defensive back. So the draw play should be a very effective play. Draws and screens.
3rd and 17 at the 39-yard line. 4 minutes, 13 seconds left to play in the third quarter.
He had him open, just threw it over the top a little bit too high. He wanted to make sure he got it over the top of the linebackers. Tried to hit Cassidy on the inside area, but the ball was thrown too high.
So the punting unit comes on now. David Beverly comes in to do the kicking for the Green Bay Packers. Danny Reese is dropping back to field it for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Green Bay is leading 14-7. Teams came into this game with identical records for the season, 2 wins, 3 losses each. Of course, there are 4 teams bunched in the Central Division of the NFC with that record behind the Detroit Lions, who lead at 4-1.
Well, he gets it up there good and high.
Doesn't he, though? And Danny Reese knows better than to fool with this one, and it's going to be across the end line touchback. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. So now the Tampa Bay Buccaneers get the ball once again, but they get it once again in their own territory at the 20, 1st and 10, and they trail by 7 late in the third quarter.
Where is that caterer with all the things for the wedding?
We had a lot to get.
Many businessmen today are going for the out-front design 81 Ford van. It has unbeaten gas mileage ratings.
Is that your only truck? Where's the tent, the food, the chairs?
Don't worry, man. Okay, guys, let's go.
And Ford is also the load champ, with more capacity than any other regular body van. Honest. Yes, Ford has made toughness and mileage into a happy marriage.
We want to make you smile.
I'd played it was backhand.
We're gonna make you smile.
Holiday Inn offers you the widest choice of the most popular resort locations.
I saw that.
Come to Holiday Inn where your smile says we're #1 in people pleasing.
Next Saturday, they're on the muscle for the title in the World's Strongest Men competition. Next Saturday, 4:30 Eastern on the CBS Sports Spectacular.
3 minutes, 48 seconds remaining to be played in the third quarter. Tampa Bay has the ball once again, and these 72,000 fans have been waiting for them to move it all afternoon. They're trailing by 7 points. Williams has the ball, whips it, and it's incomplete.
That's the same one they tried to hit Jimmy Giles on a little while ago where he was wide open. The fake to the left on a play-action pass. They had the flankers split in way wide to open up the middle, but that time they had it covered well. Not much of a chance to complete the pass.
The orange-clad fans are not particularly pleased with the execution. Mucker comes in now, wide receiver, 2nd and 10 at the 20-yard line. Gordon Jones in the wide left. Williams. That's all. He is sacked. Mike Butler is there.
Williams has only completed 1 of 10 so far for 12 yards, Lindsey.
Just one of those days so far.
He goes back in the pocket, and he looks like he's trying to throw the ball deep. And finally, Ezra Johnson gets on the inside. Butler comes around the backside, and they put the squeeze on him, and throwing for a loss makes it 3rd and 17.
3rd and 17 at the 13. Williams waiting. Penalty markers. You saw the movement.
The tight end move that time, Jimmy Giles, which he can do. Was there contact?
Apparently there was.
Yep. Well, look at this. Philadelphia 17, the Giants 16 in the third quarter.
False start, right in, third.
Five-yard penalty moves the ball back to the 8-yard line. Makes it 3rd down and 22 yards to go at the 8. Not an enviable position in which to have the ball. Eckwood. Penalty markers thrown. Counted up to about the 17. Mike Douglas on the tackle. Cal Lepore will check out the penalty. Clipping against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Nothing is going particularly right during this series for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I think they would decline the penalty and make them kick. I'm sure they will. Here they come.
Blanchard's coming out to do the punting.
Personal foul, clipping, 6 runs, offense, penalty decline, 4th down.
Well, they've had a pretty good rush on Blanchard a couple of times here this afternoon. He is setting up on his own 2-yard line at the moment.
Let's see if he catches the ball against his body like he has in the past. There's going to be some time in here where they're going to go after that kick and possibly have a chance to block it if he doesn't catch it out in front with his hands.
He got it.
Yeah, did a good job. He caught it out in front that time and got it away much quicker. Oh, what a lucky bounce.
Lee let it bounce, and it went by him. He picks it up at the 21, and Lee gets it back to the 23-yard line. Tony Davis downfield to make the tackle, so it's a 1st and 10. Green Bay Packers get the ball, but they get it at their own 23, and they have a 7-point lead late in the third quarter.
Roll on in, America, to Sears First Automotive Savings Rally. Save 10 to 40% and get some of our lowest prices of the year on tires, shocks, batteries, and much, much more. There's heavy-duty jumper cable, $7.88, save $5. A battery charger, $29.88, save $10. A floor jack, $44.88, save $25. At the Sears Automotive Savings Rally. Don't miss it. Sears, where America shops for value.
At the bottom of your engine, when it's cold outside, there's a tough new oil, and it's called Gulf Pride. It's got two kinds of cleaners for the water and the dirt, and a film that 100 cold starts won't hurt. So, if you want protection, remember down inside, where water rots metal and rust can hide, there's a tough new oil, and it's called Gulf Pride.
Catch a sneak preview of The White Shadow as he returns to New York for an unforgettable reunion with his friends and father. The highly acclaimed White Shadow, a special preview on a special night, Thursday.
Matt Barr kicked a field goal to make it Cincinnati 17, Pittsburgh 16 in the third quarter. Right here, the Green Bay Packers 14, Tampa Bay Buccaneers 7. That was a 61-yard kick by Blanchard. First and 10 now for the Pack. They have the ball at their own 23-yard line.
Motion left. No, they won't.
Eddie Lee Ivory. 25-yard line. That's the end of the line. Dave Logan, nose tackle there. Gain of 2, makes it second down, 8 yards to go. Randy Crowder, the number 1 nose tackle, of course, went out with a knee injury early. Matt Calhoun was waived actually this week. Had been a backup there for Dave Logan. So they signed Bruce Radford. Changes by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this week. McKay said our line has not regressed. Perhaps our confidence has regressed. Second down and 8 for the Green Bay Packers. The officials delay here once again. Yeah, it's more mechanical trouble. It has something to do with that 30-second clock, apparently. That is awry.
You know, Lindsay, there's always a lot of questions about why the coach...
With the 30-second clock. We're trying to check it out.
Cal will end up using his wristwatch before it's over.
Well, you ought to have his toolkit with him so he can go to work on it. You know, a lot of people making inquiries about calling plays for the sideline. We'll come back and talk about that in just a minute.
Or that.
On the American road today is an automobile with remarkable dimensions in electronics and technology. Like electronic control of vital engine functions, including electronic fuel injection for efficiency and performance. Like a computer-analyzed design for maximum room and comfort without extra weight. Like an automatic overdrive transmission for excellent highway mileage. This fine car is not from the test tracks of Europe. This is an American automobile called Lincoln. Lincoln Town Car 1981. A fine sense of tradition, remarkable achievements in technology.
This is Lindsey Nelson with Hank Stram here in Tampa. And Cal Lepore went over and made a phone call, collect, presumably, and now he's going to tell us something else.
Fox, on this series of downs, if we have another malfunction, we're going to do away with them and keep the time on the field.
Take that. Second down and 8 yards to go at the 25-yard line for the Green Bay Packers. All right, you Clark, you're on notice. Lofton in a wide right for Lynn Dickey. Under Thompson in motion across. Adkins handed out to the 35. David Lewis on the tackle.
First time they've run the draw play in quite a while, and it was very effective. And you know, the great thing about a draw or a screen, even though you don't make more than 4 yards, is very effective. There you see the draw play run by Atkins. The left guard, Goforth, doing a good job of pulling through the hole. Goes through there for a sizable gain and a first down. But even if you run a screen or a draw and it makes it just 4 yards or more, it's very effective because it slows down the rush and keeps the linebackers from getting the deep drops that they have to get on pass coverage.
First and 10 outside the 35-yard line. Lofton in motion this time across. This is Atkins again. Looking for a place to turn, but Cecil Johnson is there. They'll mark it up here at the 34-yard line.
That was a counter play that time with the guard pulling and missing the block.
You see time in set there superimposed, and that is till the end of the third quarter, and the clock is running as it ticks off. Second down and 11 yards to go for the Packers. The ball at their 34-yard line. Lofton to the left side, Andre Thompson to the right side.
Here he comes in motion.
Tight end Kaufman. Dickey, where do you go? Where do you throw it? Right there to Eddie Lee Ivory, the 40-yard line. And he's out of bounds at the 43. Cecil Johnson again on the tackle.
Well, Cecil Johnson really made a great tackle in the open field and kept him from making the first down. At least it looks like he kept him from making the first down, did he?
I think he did. I think it's short, about a yard or so.
Beautiful play by Cecil Johnson, number 56, on Ivory, number 40. Great job of doing a little tap dance back there. Lynn Dickey getting away from the traffic, spots Ivory open, and he does a good job of running, makes a little inside move, breaks to the outside, but Johnson really does a good job of making the tackle and throwing him out of bounds.
Third down, about a yard, yard and a half. Double tight on the line, but John Thompson's come in now. Third and short. That's John Thompson moving over. Adkins, where do you go? He didn't get the first down. It'll be fourth down coming up. Lars Thomas cut him off at the pass.
Yeah, no way you can make that kind of a move on short yardage. You've got to stick it in there tough and get the most out of the play you possibly can. Once you start inside and try to get outside, you're in trouble.
That's the end of the third quarter with a score. Green Bay 14, Tampa Bay 7. We now pause for a word from your local station.
Tuesday, a reunion beckons a man back to his high school girlfriend. But it's her teenage daughter who ends up stealing his heart. Reunion, a television premiere, Tuesday night.
This is CBS.
For you, 3 Palookas. Too many, that's right, Schwimps. Too many Palookas.
To start the fourth quarter. Lindsey Nelson with Hank Stram here. Punt formation. David Beverly do the booting, and Danny Reese is dropped back to field it for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Green Bay still with a 7-point advantage. High trajectory. Reese at the 15-yard line. Well, he stopped at the 17-yard line. So there is where Tampa Bay gets the ball. John Thompson downfield on the tackle. So the Bucs get it again, but they don't get it in very good field position, and they still trail by 7, and now we are in the fourth quarter of the football game.
Watch out. Winter's almost here, and wind's gonna get you, and cold's gonna get you, and high fuel bills are gonna get you, because you still haven't added more insulation to your attic. So do it now. Get more Owens Corning fiberglass insulation and add another layer to put your house in the pink. See your dealer or contractor. Buy more Owens Corning fiberglass insulation now, before winter gets you.
Life of Georgia in New Orleans? Sure, they're my company. They handle my personal and business insurance.
My business is custom design, so I can appreciate the way my Life of Georgia agent has tailored a plan to suit my needs.
I work hard, and I expect my life insurance company to do the same. So I chose Life of Georgia. They're one of the largest in the country, and here in North Carolina, they work with me.
Life of Georgia. We're working hard to ensure your future.
In 2 weeks, see same-day coverage of Mike Weaver's WBA Heavyweight Championship defense against second-ranked Harry Coetzee, Saturday, October 25th on the CBS Sports Spectacular.
You know, we talked about calling plays. 21 of the 28 teams are possibly in the league are calling the plays from the sideline. And we'll talk further about it as we go along.
Neither team scored in the third quarter. Neither team has scored this season in the third quarter. Ball is at the 17-yard line. Williams. And hitting right in the hands. Gordon Jones.
That time it was the delay pattern. Gordon Jones got off the line of scrimmage like he was going to go deep and then broke underneath the coverage. He was open, but the ball was thrown right about bell high and should have been caught. 1 for 11 for 12 yards. Unbelievable.
Meanwhile, Dickey is 21 for 28, 263 yards and 1 interception. Second and 10 at the 17-yard line for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Eckwood and Bell are the setbacks. Williams.
Tight end.
He's got it. Jimmy Giles, and he's down across the 45-yard line. Johnny Gray on the tackle. Jimmy Giles right there.
You know, they've been trying to hit him from a play-action pass in the past. That was good for 38 yards. This time he just went back into the pocket and threw the ball, and he has good coverage, the kind of coverage he'd like to have one-on-one with a linebacker trying to cover him. Number 56 trying to cover him. Ed O'Neill couldn't do it, and he's open for a big gain of 38 yards in the play.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers trailing by 7 points. Have the ball first and 10, and they have it at the Green Bay 45-yard line. Eckwood. Got about a yard as Steve Luke was in to make the tackle.
And here again, the defense did a good job of stringing out the play. Butler, number 77, playing the defensive end, did not get hooked on the play, which is so important. And they only gained 1 yard on the play.
Second down, 9 yards to go, and the ball is at the 44-yard line of the Green Bay Packers, who lead 14-7. Larry Mucker is coming at a wide receiver now for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, coached by John McKay. Eckwood's in the tailback. Bell is in the fullback, and has McKay pacing along the sideline.
If they throw the ball, the tight end or the back should be open. There's the tight end again. There he is.
Giles can't hold it. Jimmy Giles can't hold it. He had it in his hands and could not hold on.
They double covered the outside people again that time, and young Doug Williams knew exactly play action fake that was not very effective, but he knew exactly. He read the defense perfectly. The guy he had to try to throw the ball to was a tight end. It was there. He just dropped it.
So that's going to make it third down and 9 yards to go at the 44. Giles coming back to the huddle.
And again, both teams are calling plays from the sideline, and that doesn't mean that the quarterbacks are not capable. It just means that the coaching staff has a better opportunity to control the game by calling the plays from the sideline than the quarterback does.
They've converted 1 of 7 third down situations. Well, apparently there's clock trouble again because the officials are convening. And if that is the case, they'll have to keep it on the field.
Story about calling the plays from the sideline, Lindsay. You know about the coach, quarterback looking to the sideline for some more help, and on a 3rd and long, 3rd and 20, and the coach turns to the other coach and said, "Listen, the kid's got a 4-year scholarship. We got a 1-year contract. Let him call his own plays."
Cal LaFleur is talking to John McKay. It's not a very difficult thing to explain. We're going to keep it on the field. I think that's what he's doing. Sellout crowd here this afternoon at Tampa Stadium. Now, Bart Starr will be informed of the same situation here. Some of the younger fans won't understand this, but this game was played before there were 30-second clocks, so they'll get along just fine keeping it on the field.
There's no way you remember that, is there, Lindsay?
I read about it.
Clock's here. It's going to be kicked on the field.
They're going to reconvene the huddle in the meanwhile.
You know, when Lombardi was coaching, the officials across the field would kneel down and kiss his ring and then tell him what they want to do.
You know, for many years, the clock on the scoreboards around the league was not official. You'd see that clock running up there, keeping game time, but that wasn't official. The official time was kept on the field, on a watch.
Here we got a bump and run on the outside. It looks like it's going to be a total blitz, and he's got to change the play. It's a sweep. Option pass.
Option pass, Eckwood to Higgins, and it was incomplete. Across the sideline marker, no flags. Mark Lee, the defender.
That would have been a good time for him to automatic change the play in the line of scrimmage. You get the ball out downfield to one of his receivers and have the quarterback throw the ball instead of a halfback who very rarely has the opportunity. He throws it like it's the last shot of the Roman candle. Throws it to the outside, no chance whatsoever. The little boy in the white shorts might have had a chance to catch it, but that's the only one.
Higgins, the intended receiver. Punt formation now. Tom Blanchard in to do the punting.
And again, a good guess by the defense, the Green Bay Packers.
Marquette's signal goes up. He doesn't have to play it, and he doesn't, and it's in the end zone, and it's going to die right there for a touchback. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. So Tampa Bay gets it, but again, they get it. Or rather, the Packers get it, but again, they get it to the 20-yard line. Green Bay.
JCPenney's incomparable MCS Series 45-watt receiver and 3-way linear phase speakers. One sound will tell you all you need to know about their specs. One look will show you what a great buy they are at $749.85. But look again. Right now, these incredible components are on sale as a package for an unbelievable $499. JCPenney's MCS Series 45-watt receiver and linear phase speaker sale. The value is crystal clear.
Motorcraft for sure. Motorcraft for sure.
How do you make the great lineup of Motorcraft parts even better? You've already got batteries with sure power, hot firing spark plugs, and a full line of filters. So how do you make it better? Just add oil. Introducing Motorcraft Oil, formulated to stabilize oxidation and reduce wear. Rated SF, it meets the most advanced engineering standards set for the 80s. You can be sure of it.
Motorcraft for sure.
Next Saturday, see top U.S. skaters take a spin for world honors at the World Roller Skating Championships. Next Saturday, 4:30 Eastern on the CBS Sports Spectacular.
Dallas leading San Francisco 38-7 in the second quarter. Danny White to Drew Pearson for that latest touchdown. Right here we have 12 minutes 49 seconds left to play in the game. Green Bay 14, Tampa Bay 7. 1st and 10 for the Pack. Running off the tail of the tandem. Cecil Johnson coming up.
Cecil Johnson made the stop. Gain of 4, 2nd and 6.
While they spotted at the 24-yard line, make it 2nd down and 6 yards to go.
Green Bay has done a good job of interchanging the backs and keeping them fresh.
Dickey brings them up. Steve Atkins. Up to the 30-yard line.
You know, Atkins has a very deceptive running style. He has an easy gait. Doesn't have very quick leg action. But he's very strong, has a long stride, and is always falling forward, and that's why he made the 1st down that time. He fell forward and made the necessary yardage. At least it looks like he did.
Rams 14, St. Louis nothing. Bergamo ran the last one in. It's going to be 3rd down and less than a yard. Just missed. 3rd down and inches to go for the 1st down. This time.
Atkins, the ball carrier.
Picked it up, so it'll be 1st and 10.
Boy, Dickey's had some day this afternoon, hasn't he? And you have to admire all the adversity that he's gone through, all the physical problems that he's had, and come back and play like he's playing here this afternoon. It's really something.
And it comes on the heels of a great performance against Cincinnati last week. 1st and 10 now for the Pack. They held the ball at their own 31-yard line. They've got Lofton in the wide left. Look at that, 20, 27. And Dickey.
There again, he made up his mind he was going to throw outside that time, and Middleton was open. on the linebacker that time, and it would have been a good reception, well-executed play had he thrown the ball to the back other than try to throw it outside.
So now it is 2nd and 10 to 31-yard line.
Cecil Johnson, number 56. We talked about the great depth the linebackers take. That time he had the depth and he had to try to throw over the top. Had no chance whatsoever and threw the ball out of bounds.
Middleton and Ellis are the setbacks in the I formation. Middleton. Third down, Middleton. Speedster, and he got around across the 35 to the 38-yard line. Colsey and Curtis Jordan made the tackle.
Well, you talk about happy feet. He's got him, hasn't he?
Ball spotted at the 39-yard line. So make it 3rd and 2. Atkins in and Ellis going out. John Thompson comes in. Lofton's gone off. Middleton and Atkins there in the huddle. The setbacks in this alignment. Atkins looking for the first down, but it's going to be marked, I think, a little short of the 40. Cotney and Wood made the tackle.
That's one of the few times on a short yardage situation that they've run to the left. They've been running to the right. They kind of outsmarted themselves that time by deviating from the plan to run to their right. And they don't pick up the necessary yardage on the last running play.
So now Reese drops back. You saw Beverly come onto the field to do the punting. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers want the football. They trail by 7. We've got 9 minutes, 36 seconds left to play in this game in Tampa, Florida.
And the amazing thing about it is the Packers have totally dominated the game, but the Tampa Bay Buccaneers still are very much in the game with a score just 14-7.
The referee's flag was thrown. It was taken by Danny Reese at the 10-yard line now. And he's at the 10-yard line now. But there is a referee's flag that was thrown. Illegal procedure against the kicking team. So they'll bring it back, penalize them, and do it all over again. Cal Lepore is explaining that to the Green Bay side, and that's Bart Starr, hands on hips there.
Especially teams of both teams really have done a good job here this afternoon, Lindsay, haven't they?
Have indeed. Now Cal will tell us.
Illegal formation, offense, number 67 had reported as an eligible on the previous down and played an ineligible position on this down. Sport down.
So we have an administrative error.
He looked at the wrong chart.
Custom 5, still 4th down. Beverly's still in there to punt it. Danny Reese is still waiting. He'd like to get it in a little better position this time. Fielded that ball at the 8-yard line. It's not exactly where you want it. Well, we're going to make some more changes here. Get the right people with the right numbers on the field. Jim Leonard makes the snap. And punt formation. Of course, he's playing center regularly today.
You know, I've seen Tampa play all during the preseason and many games, and they wind up in this situation so often in the fourth quarter.
Reese took it at the 26, and he has driven it up to the 38-yard line, 37. Mike Jolly.
By that, I mean they've totally been dominated by the other team, and yet in the fourth quarter, they're still in the game very much, and they're in that same situation here this afternoon in Tampa with a score 14-7 in favor of the Green Bay Packers.
If anyone looks forward to the start of a new day, it's a Big A Auto Parts store, because each new day is filled with such challenging customer requests for quality parts and friendly service. Take yesterday, for example.
Battery. Got an oil filter for a Ferrari?
Do you hook the black one to the plus or minus?
I need heavy-duty shocks.
A muffler for a Merc.
Boy, have you got metric tools.
Quality parts, friendly service. That's Big A.
Have you got a cup of coffee? Sure.
The hard-working auto parts store.
Michelob brings you the 7-day weekend, California style. In California, they don't follow trends, they set them. So people out here don't wait for the weekend to have a Michelob. They enjoy that smooth and mellow Michelob taste whenever and wherever they please.
Put a little weekend in your week.
Yeah.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have the ball. They trail by 7. They have it outside their own 38-yard line. First down and 10 yards to go. Doug Williams leaves it on the ground. Ricky Bell driving. George Cumby coming in to make the tackle. Ricky Bell said that when he first joined this franchise, it was strictly BYUB, bring your own blockers. And it was. Last year, they won the division championship. Second down and 6 yards to go.
Either that or else don't give the ball to Ricky.
Doug Williams.
Tight end, tight end.
Tight end's got it. Tight roping, but he stepped out at the 30-yard line. Jimmy Giles with the football. So now Tampa Bay has the ball at the 30-yard line of the Green Bay Packers, and lots of time. 8:22 remaining.
Boy, he really zipped this one this time. He looked outside and come back to the tight end. Gave him a good lead right over the top. Steve Luke had him covered well, but the ball was thrown perfectly, and great reception for Jimmy Giles. Good for 27 yards and a first down.
So now the Tampa Bay fans are alive here at Tampa Stadium. They send Gordon Jones far to the left side.
Probably going to run right.
Ricky Bell's the tailback. He's got it. Drives to the 25. Picked up 5 on the play. It'll be second down and 5 yards to go. Mike Douglas, linebacker, made the tackle for the Green Bay Packers.
Look at this, Philadelphia 31-16. That's a great comeback by the Philadelphia Eagles.
What a comeback.
Amazing.
Giants were leading early, well along into the ball game.
Well, that's a sign of a very good football team when you get down 16 points, come back and take over the game like they have.
They send Jones to the left side. Mucker's in the slot left. Split the running backs. Davis right, Bell left.
Look at the bump and run they got on the outside that time.
Bell. I think he got the first down. Kurt Alleman in to make the tackle. I think it's going to be enough for the first. It's right there. First and 10, says Cal Laporte. So the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, realizing that this is their opportunity, trailing by 7 points, have driven to the 20-yard line, first and 10, and here's where it starts to get tough. Isaac Higgins comes into the ballgame at a wide receiver for Tampa Bay. Williams, and he's sacked. Sacked by Kid Lathrop.
Mike Butler got good penetration that time too, number 77. Really came off the ball in great shape. Outstanding player from the University of Kansas. Play action pass, faking to the right to Ricky Bell, but the backside, there you see the front side. Mike Butler, number 77, really does a good job of making the play. The right offensive tackle, Charlie Hanna, missed the block. An 11-yard loss on the play.
Second and 21 at the 31. Second time Williams has been sacked. He was sacked 4 times Monday night against the Chicago Bears.
Yeah, that was a tough play there.
Drops the snap, picks it up. Williams now has the ball. He's strong. He can run. 30, 25. inside the 20-yard line. It'll be marked about the 17. Ed O'Neill tripped him up.
You know what's funny on that kind of a play, when you fumble the ball, the defense seemingly relaxes just enough, and they kind of take a look and see what's going on. All of a sudden, there's running room. Doug Williams scampers through the hole on the left side, carries the ball like a loaf of bread, and is tackled from the outside by Mike Douglas, number 53. Gets the first shot at him, a good open field tackle.
It is 3rd down and 7 yards to go, and the ball is at the 17-yard line. Williams swings it out to Bell. He's at the 10. He's at the 5. First down and goal. They go at the 5-yard line. Mark Lee made the stop.
Another well-thrown pass by Doug Williams to the back. That ball had to be thrown perfectly out in front for the back to make the catch. Takes inside. Ricky Bell goes to the outside. Butler is in hot pursuit, number 77, but throws the ball right out in front, about 2 feet beyond the numbers where you have to throw it. A big play. 53, Mike Douglas had a shot at him but missed. And finally, number 22, Mark Lee makes the tackle. 12-yard gain on the play.
So now it has come to this. First down and goal to go for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Green Bay 5-yard line. Green Bay leading 14-7.
Now they got their sledgehammer attack in with double tight ends.
Eckwood and Bell the setbacks. Bell in motion outside left. Williams rolling. Williams with the football. Williams, touchdown! Doug Williams took it in for the touchdown. That makes it 14-13 and a conversion attempt coming.
Doug Williams fakes inside to Eckwood, rolls to the outside, has the option, but he sees running room and scampers in for the touchdown. Looked like Kurt Ellerman that time. Ellerman had a chance, had his shirt, but he slipped away.
Conversion attempt coming. Epremian is 8 for 8 in points after. Blanchard holds for him. Yellow opinion. Blanchard puts it down. And it's good, and the score is tied. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have come back to tie the score. So it is now Green Bay 14, Tampa Bay 14. We have 4 minutes, 49 seconds left to play in this football game.
No experience, no job. I could do that job, but who'd give me the chance?
Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines.
We don't ask for experience.
We give it.
You won't read it in a book.
You live it.
Pick a service, pick a challenge, set yourself apart.
Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. What a great place. It's a great place to start.
When you've got to rely on your vehicles, rely on AC Delco. Hot-firing AC fire ring spark plugs, AC filters, Delco shocks, cold cranking Delco Freedom 2 batteries, and more. AC Delco's a whole line of hard-working replacement parts.
AC Delco, working hard for you.
For over 50 years, hard-working people have relied on AC Delco parts for just about anything that moves.
AC Delco, working hard for you.
See your participating AC Delco outlet for his special Key Play offer.
Time remaining in the game, superimposed at the top of your screen. Score tied 14-14. Epremian will be kicking off. McCoy and Lee are deep. Yarrow Epremian.
It'll be interesting to see how long he kicks this ball this time.
Over to McCoy's side of the field. McCoy at the 1-yard line. McCoy to the 5, to the 10, to the 15, to the 21-yard line. First and 10 for the Green Bay Packers at their 21, as Aaron Brown again made the tackle. As the last scoring drive that tied the score.
That little rascal kicked it down there pretty good that time, down to the 1-yard line. Didn't think he could kick it that far.
So now, the Green Bay Packers, who statistically have won the battle, will see if they can move the football. Mickemeyer kicked to field goal. Baltimore leading Buffalo 17-12.
It's incredible how Green Bay has dominated this game, and now it's 14-14. Motion right by Kaufman. There he goes.
That's it. Screen right. Dave Stahl's up on the tackle.
And Dave Stahls really did a great job that time from the defensive left end position to play that screen. Reacted well to the outside, maintained outside leverage, and made the tackle.
Gain of only 2 yards on the play, makes it 2nd down and 8 yards to go. Clock is running. 4.5 minutes remaining to be played. Dickey up the middle, and Eddie Lee Avery has it at the 45-yard line of Tampa Bay. Neil Colsey made the stop. So now it's the Packers who have come back here to drive into Tampa territory just outside the 45.
Boy, a beautiful play-action pass that time. Lynn Dickey throwing the ball right down the middle, right down the seam. Beautifully over the shoulder caught by Ivory. A big play, good for 31 yards. Boy, you talk about getting out of the soup. They got out of it with that play. It's a beautiful play by the Green Bay Packers.
Lofton's in a wide left. Dickey brings them up. Dickey, who has performed so brilliantly here this afternoon for the Green Bay Packers. Motion back toward the inside. He looks to Lofton, and he can't hold. Right off the fingertips. Norris Thomas covering, 2nd and 10.
That kind of a play is a tough one if you don't throw the ball right at the numbers or below the belt high or below, because if you throw it high like you did the last time, that ball can be deflected and turn into an interception. So you have to really throw it at the numbers or below.
2nd and 10. The Packers at the Tampa Bay 45-yard line. Score tied 14-14. Lofton left on to Thompson to the right side for Lynn Dickey.
Kaufman will go in motion again, I think.
And he does across right. Swing out to Eddie Lee Ivory, who cannot control the football and now has it at its own 48-yard line. An incompletion.
Looked like it had a chance to be a pretty good gain on the play. Watch the penetration. He has to throw the ball over the top of Leroy Selman, who gets the penetration. He doesn't have good leverage on the ball, doesn't catch it. Should have caught it really, but dropped it. Falls incomplete.
Forward pass behind the line makes it simply an incompletion, and a 3rd and 10 at the 45-yard line. Under Thompson right, Lofton left. Split the running backs on the 3rd down play for Lynn Dickey. Kaufman the tight end across. Dickey. And it's complete to Andre Thompson, and he's at the 21-yard line. 1st and 10 for Green Bay at the Tampa Bay 21.
Boy, Dickey really whistled that ball. There was a beautifully thrown ball right at the numbers. Watch Dickey go back into the pocket and hit Thompson. Good pass protection. He whistles it right at the numbers where it had to be thrown, right between the defensive back and the linebackers. Maintains possession. Has good balance. Takes the ball into the middle of the field, but a great looking drive by Green Bay. 24-yard gain on the play, Lindsey.
Sort of thing that the fellow you just saw used to engineer so beautifully when Vince Lombardi was in the glory years at Green Bay. Bart Starr, the head coach.
Motion again. There he goes.
Kaufman across. Leave this one on the ground. Pick up about a yard on play. Dave Logan. Nose tackle was there rather quickly. Atkins got a yard, so make it 2nd down now. With the ball at the 20-yard line.
This is really a good place for a draw play, Lindsey, because the 2nd and long and passing situation, they have to get, there's enough room there for them to get good depth. And if they get the depth, then the draw play would be very effective. And it's a high percentage play, and it gets you closer to the field goal situation and also gets you closer to the goal line in the event that you make the big play.
We are approaching the 2-minute warning. We are wound down to 2:10 on the clock now.
Motion left. Here he comes.
Quick pitch to Eddie Lee Ivory, and he drives to the 15 and still driving. And he's very close to the first down. Cecil Johnson made the stop. We've reached the 2-minute warning. We've wound down to 1:59. They'll check out to see whether or not he's got the first down before they spot the... Well, the chain crew started out and they were stopped because the head linesman hadn't marked it. So we've reached the 2-minute warning. We're in a 14-14 time. We come back, we'll tell you whether or not they got the first down. Okay?
Introducing the revolutionary twin action shaving system engineered to outperform twin blades. The new Norelco Rotatract razor. Inside 3 floating heads, Rotatract works like twin blades to grip hair. Raise it up, then razor it off, hundreds of times a second, for a shave that's twin blade close without a nick or cut. The new twin action Norelco Rotatract razor, cord and rechargeable. Twin blade closeness, but no gotcha.
Lincoln Mercury introduces the totally new Lynx. Its hemispherical head engine, advanced transmission, and aerodynamic shape combine to produce exceptional fuel efficiency. Starting today, the world belongs to an American car. Starting today, the world belongs to Lynx.
First down for the Green Bay Packers at the 11-yard line of Tampa Bay. It's 1st and 10 at the 11. Time remaining 1:59. Score tied 14-14. As the Green Bay Packers, having seen Tampa Bay tie it up, driven downfield now. They get this close. Already within field goal range. And the game that is tied. Now you see the first downs.
You know, Sipes a couple of weeks ago, threw for 318 yards, which is the largest amount of yardage against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Today, Dickey is throwing for 321.
What a big day. Second consecutive week he's had a big day. Eddie Lee Avery added most a yard, maybe 2. Dewey Selman, along with Andy Hawkins on the tackle. It's at the 9-yard line. Make it 2nd down and 8 at the 9.
And Dickey is 24 of 34 for 321 yards and 1 interception.
That is a big day. Clock is running. You see it ticking off there, superimposed on your screen. That is time remaining to be played in this game. Go to the 7. Dewey Selman at the tackle. 3rd and 6 at the 7.
Dewey Selman at the stop.
Timeout Tampa Bay. The Bucs stop the clock. NFL on CBS next week. We're getting to that part of the season, of course, where we've got some big games coming up now. Every week. Dallas and the Philadelphia Eagles. When play is resumed, we have 1 minute 13 seconds left. Our executive producer is Charles H. Milton III. And our producer is Howard Reifsnyder. And our director, Mr. Robert Daly. These are the people whose work, fine work, has made this telecast possible.
They really do a super job, don't they, Lindsay?
Do indeed.
Good Ivory has rushed 17 times for 70 yards.
It'll be 3rd and 6 at the 7-yard line as Dickey comes back to the huddle. Run this one. If it doesn't go, try for the field goal that could win it for you. With a new field goal kicker named Tom Burney to replace Chester Marco.
Motion again to the right by Kaufman. There he goes. No chance.
Kaufman incomplete. So, field goal unit comes on now. Tom Burney, who was added to the squad this week. David Beverly holds. A 24-yard attempt. He's a left footer. No good. It is no good. It is no good. The score is still tied 14-14. Bernie blew the short field goal. And in dejection, he heads for the sideline. Ball will be marked at the 20-yard line, 1st and 10. And the Bucks get the ball. The score is tied, and we are that much closer to going into overtime here in Tampa, Florida. Look again. Here's the kick. And it's wide, that's all.
You know, it's unusual for a left-footed kicker to kick the ball to the left. And normally he's going to hook it a little bit and miss it on the right side. But he kept it outside, evidently anticipating a little hook, and it never hooked.
Score tied 14-14. First down and 10 yards to go for Tampa Bay. They held the ball at their 20, and we have 1 minute 5 seconds left to play. Bell. Ricky Bell. Timeout, Tampa Bay. Big lineup tonight on CBS. Some great shows. Starting off, of course, with 60 Minutes.
Ricky Bell has rushed on 17 occasions, good for 72 yards.
John McKay talking to Doug Williams. Second and 3 at the 27 when players resume.
We've said it several times, and I'll say it again. It's just incredible that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are in this game like they are, 14-14, the way the Green Bay Packers have really dominated the game.
I agree.
Great tribute to their defense.
Battle upward of the setbacks. Doug Williams swings it out to Bell. Bell's at the 30 and out of bounds to stop the clock. He got near the 32-yard line. Picked up the 1st and 10. Stopped the clock at 49.
Good looking play by the coaches. You know you couldn't get the ball downfield and stop the clock. Threw the ball outside with the hope and expectation that the back would run and get as much yardage as he possibly could. Got a good chunk at his 1st and 10.
If it goes into overtime, what is the procedure? Well, immediately at the closing gun, captains meet, the coin is tossed to see who gets the football, kick and receive. Then there's an intermission of 3 minutes, and then we shall proceed, and the first team that scores in any manner is the winner. Mucker in motion back to the inside. Doug Williams retreats. Goes to Mucker, incomplete. Markley covering.
And they had a chance with a tight end that time, Jimmy Giles. They had double cover on the outside. Jimmy Giles was open, breaking open down the middle, but Doug didn't see him and tried to throw the ball. Giles here. We got the 3-on-2 on the slot side with both outside receivers on the left. There he is.
There he is, and incomplete. Giles at the 45. Johnny Gray covering him.
He threw the ball to the right guy. They had 3-on-2 on the left side. They had 2 outside receivers on the left side, and Jimmy Giles alone 1-on-1 on the backside. They tried to hit him deep, and the ball was incomplete.
3rd and 10 outside the 32-yard line for the Tampa Bay Bucks. Williams in contact with his sideline. Mucker brings it in. 39 seconds left to play.
Still a lot of time left.
Eckwood. At the 38-yard line. Estes Hood was there. Douglas also. So now we got a 4th and 3 coming up with 34 seconds on the clock. And the punter has come on for Tampa Bay. That's Tom Blanchard.
You don't think they'll try to block the kick, do you?
Cassidy is deep, and he's going to be lonesome. That's Cassidy.
And we ought to watch Blanchard and see if he catches the ball against his body here. It could make a difference as to whether he gets the kickoff or not.
Packers are rushing 10 with 34 seconds on the clock. Score tied, 14-14. Blanchard gets it off. Cassidy at his 17. Cassidy to the 20, the 25, the 26-yard line.
They didn't go after it that time. They had a return on instead. They looked like they were going to go after it, but they decided to lay off.
Scott Brantley made the tackle. They'll start 1st and 10 at the 26. Clock says 23 seconds left.
Green Bay has 3 timeouts left. Tampa has 1. 23 seconds left. Score 14-14.
Lynn Dickey set to bring him up. Sends Lofton far to the left side. Deep flip. Lofton in motion back to the inside. Swings it out. Eddie Lee Ivory with the juggling act, and he's still got it, and he's at the 40, and he's upended at the 40-yard line. Eddie Lee Ivory. Danny Reese finally brought him down. Timeout, Green Bay. They spin one.
Dickey back to throw. Over the top, out in front of Ivory. Does a remarkable job of concentrating on maintaining possession of the ball. Runs into an offensive lineman, specifically Leotis Harris, number 69. But they stop the clock with 13 seconds. Score 14-14. And 2 timeouts left for the Green Bay Packers.
Zeke Bradkowski and Bart Starr talking to Lynn Dickey. 13 seconds, and the clock will start on the snap. Score is tied here, 14-14. It is 1st down and 10 yards to go for the Packers, and they have the ball at their own 40-yard line, just across it.
The third quarter score, the Chicago Bears 7 and the Minnesota Vikings 6.
Ball has been marked ready for play. Lynn Dickey brings the Packers up. Lofton in motion across. Lynn Dickey. Lofton incomplete. Clock says 7 seconds. Richard Wood there, the 54.
There again, you throw that ball high. It was almost intercepted. That ball must throw. And anytime you throw inside, Lindsey, you have to throw the ball at the numbers or below, because if it's high on top, like that last ball was thrown, there's always a chance for the interception. It was close to being intercepted that last time.
It was. It'll be 2nd down, 10 yards to go. Again, the clock starts on the snap with 7 seconds this time.
And Green Bay has 2 timeouts left with 7 seconds remaining.
Took them 6 seconds to run that last pass pattern. Lofton across.
Well, the middle is wide open.
Intercepted at the 31-yard line. Return to the 40. To the 45, to the 50. And to the 40-yard line. Neil Colsey with the football. Time has run out, and this game will go into overtime. Neil Colsey with an interception ran it back to the 30-yard line of the Green Bay Packers on the final play of the game. Time running out on his return. He is down. Somebody is down. You're looking at Cal Lepore, the referee, and now he'll have the captains come out. They'll flip the coin to see who kicks off, who receives, which is extremely important in overtime. Then we'll have a 3-minute intermission. and then resume play with the score tied. Green Bay 14 and Tampa Bay 14. But there was that injury on the final play of regulation playing time.
The ball was just thrown. The middle area that time, Lindsey, was really vacated by defensive people. Threw the ball into the middle spot, but way too far down the field. Colsey makes the interception, and the way it turned out, he was the only one who was open on the play.
He was.
Okay, here we go.
We're about to get the...
Okay, call it. Heads. Calls heads. It is heads. Green Bay wins the toss. Elect to receive. What goal do you want to defend? What goal do you want to defend?
Tampa Bay will kick off
Green
left
Bay
to
wins
right.
the toss. Elects to receive. That's it. Good luck.
So the Packers' luck is holding on. They will get the football as we will be going into overtime here, and the first team that scores by any means will be the winner when we resume here in Tampa, Florida.
TCR, engineered for action, built for quality, designed to last. The cars, built with metal gears and real rubber tires to stay on the track at scale speeds of 300 miles per hour. The Jam Car, a moving obstacle that constantly tests your passing skills, and only TCR's got it. The toll-free number, it'll answer all your questions and keep you racing day and night. TCR, slotless racing from Ideal. It costs more, but it's worth it.
At JCPenney Auto Centers, we won't give you the business because we want to keep your business. They didn't sell me the JCPenney battery. They said the 5-year battery was powerful enough for my car. It was.
I thought I needed new shock absorbers. They told me my tires were too hard.
I came in for ordinary radials. I came out with new Mileage Maker XP all-season steel-belted radials. They steered me right.
JCPenney Auto Centers, we won't steer you wrong.
Welcome to the future. Brought to you by Fidelity Electronics.
I am Fidelity's chess challenger, your computer opponent. Enter your move.
Now, from the future, the new voice sensory chess challenger. A talented opponent that senses your every move, then illuminates and announces its counter move.
Knight, base, queen.
At fine stores everywhere. At Fidelity, our most important product is the future.
This is Lindsey Nelson with Hank Stram here in Tampa, Florida, and we're going into overtime. Your premium will kick off for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. McCoy has dropped back along with Lee to receive it for the Green Bay Packers.
You know, Lindsey, it's an unusual stat, but in most cases, sudden death, the team that is on defense immediately after the kickoff is usually the team that wins the game.
It has happened more often that way than the other way around. You're right.
Yep.
Sudden death. The premium puts it up. Over to Lee's side of the field, and Lee has it at the 9-yard line, to the 10, to the 15, to the 20, to the 25. And he is stopped at the 29-yard line. So that is where the Green Bay Packers start. First and 10 at their 29. Matt Barr's field goal, and Cincinnati beats the Pittsburgh Steelers 17-16. Right here, we're on a 14-14 tie. First and 10 at the 29-yard line. You play in regular season games 1/4 of sudden death football. The first team that scores by any means, touchdown, field goal, safety, is the winner.
Here comes Kaufman in motion to the left.
There it comes. Atkins. Steve Atkins for 1 yard to the 30. Richard Wood upset him. So it's going to be 2nd and 9 at the 30-yard line. Sudden death in Tampa Bay. Glenn Dickey brings them up, sending Lofton part of the left side, on to Thompson to the right side. Buffalo now defeated. Baltimore 17, Buffalo 12, a final. Eddie Lee Ivory Driving to the 33 or 4. Richard Wood and Dewey Selman made the tackle.
You know, Paul Kaufman has been a very productive player here this afternoon. Came into the game with 11 catches, caught 7 so far in the game for 91 yards. Very effective as a tight end.
Spotted short of the 34. Ivory slowly coming back to the huddle.
Boy, both teams have really done a super job defensively, haven't they?
They have that. It's 3rd down and 5 yards to go. 3rd down play, and the crowd is rising to the occasion of this.
See if they send Thompson in motion to the right. There he goes.
Andre Thompson. Lynn Dickey. Eddie Lee Ivory to the 40 and to the 45-yard line for a 1st and 10. Cecil Johnson made the stop.
He sends everybody deep and then sends the back into the vacated area of the linebackers. Beautiful catch there by Ivory. The ball was thrown a little bit behind him. Made a one-handed catch. Knew where he had to go for the 1st down. Good execution on the part of the Green Bay Packers on a pressure 3rd down play. 1st and 10.
Cordell Middleton has come in. Ivory has gone out. Fred Nixon has come in. Lofton has gone out. Nixon wide to the left side. Dickey to Nixon.
Boy, that's a low percentage pass. Dangerous. That's a bad looking play, Lindsey. In this kind of a game, you make a mistake like that, you throw the ball on the left flat, and it's intercepted, and it's a bye-bye Blues. It's all over with. He goes all the way for the touchdown.
2nd down, 10 yards to go. Packers ball at their own 45. Sudden death overtime in Tampa. Andre Thompson to the right side. Lofton back into the left side.
They're going to run a draw play in there sometime soon.
Dickey. Completed over the middle to Kaufman. Dewey Selman made the tackle. It's going to be marked at the 49-yard line. Again, a 6 will make it 3rd and 4.
Well, that's 8 catches for Kaufman. Back in the pocket, he releases inside and hooks up between the linebackers. Dewey Selman is right there to make the tackle.
As it's spotted, it's closer to 3rd and 3, just inside the 49-yard line.
If they throw the ball here, which they probably will, there'll be another situation, I think, where they hit the tight end or one of the backs.
Under Thompson left, Lofton wide right, wide receivers.
There's the back. Nope, throw it. There he is. Oh.
Turdell Middleton. Incomplete. Curtis Jordan covering. 4th and 3, and the Packers have to give up the football.
Boy, what a hit that time. He was wide open. Middleton, there again, the ball was thrown high, you see, and as he made contact, as he was trying to bring the ball back down, the ball was jarred loose. Had it been thrown at the numbers, it would have been an easy catch and would have been a reception.
Reese is deep. Beverly will punt.
I don't know whether they have a pass play or a run from kick formation. Everybody's on the line of scrimmage.
Last week, Beverly ran one out of there to preserve their victory in the closing minute at Cincinnati, against Cincinnati. Ball's at the 25, and it is down now at the 23-yard line. So the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will get the football. They'll get it 1st and 10. It's going to be spotted at the 25-yard line.
The days of America's gushers are gone, but these old fields still contain oil. And this year, Conoco is spending $200 million to keep them producing. Conoco pumps in water, steam, or special detergents to force out more oil.
Williams takes the snap. They keep it on the ground to Ricky Bell. Ricky Bell drove it up to the 35-yard line. Very close to the 1st down.
Good surge that time by the offensive line, and Jimmy Giles, Charlie Hanna, Roberts, and Leonard, all of whom did a good job of blocking at the point of attack Got a good surge, and they pick up 9 yards on the play. Makes it 2nd and 1.
Here comes Eckwood onto the field for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and Ricky Bell is coming off. Score tied, sudden death overtime.
I'd say a quarterback sneak.
Nope. Leave it on the ground. Eckwood carrying, and Steve Luke there on the tackle at the 39-yard line. 1st and 10.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneer offense is really coming off the ball good. Really getting a good surge and a good push and controlling the line of scrimmage at this particular stage of the overtime period.
Eckwood has come off. Ricky Bell is back in there for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The clock says we have 10 minutes, 19 seconds left to play in the overtime period.
China, okay?
Bell drives up to the 44. Mike Douglas.
Credit Mike Butler that time, 77, the defensive end. He stood up the offensive tackle, Hanna, and forced the play inside. Had no chance whatsoever to make much yardage on the play.
2nd down and 6. Eckwood coming on. Johnny Davis coming on. That means Bell moves up to the fullback. 2nd down play coming as you see John McKay.
Merrill is in the game now, number 78. The counter play.
Counter play with Ricky Bell breaking a tackle, but nowhere to go, and he stopped at the 40-yard line by Douglas.
Boy, Douglas came across there, got good penetration. It was the same play they ran early in the game for a big gain, but Douglas was not fooled this time. Got across the line of scrimmage, missed the tackle, and then came back from the backside. Watch him. Gets a shot, misses, and now watch him get up quickly. Watch him get up quickly, and he's involved in a pursuit. And here he comes. Beautiful play, making a tackle, helping on the tackle. Mike Douglas on Ricky Bell.
3rd down, a little less than 10 at the 40-yard line.
Bell has rushed 20 times for 82 yards.
Bell and Eckwood, the setbacks now.
See if they try to hit Giles again.
It is completed, but not enough for the 1st down. Johnny Gray.
It's hard to see the way they marked it.
Pulling down Gordon Jones. I think it's still going to be a little short, even where it's marked.
I think so, Lindsay, but it looked like he marked it a lot more upfield than it looked like it was, actually. It's going to be closer than we thought.
Well, the officials getting together now. They haven't brought it to the inbounds marker. They've simply left it where it is spotted over there until they can determine whether or not it's a 1st down. They'll take the chain across to measure. So it's either 1st or it's 4th. If any part of the ball is in advance of the stick.
1st down.
1st and 10. 1st and 10, Tampa Bay. The Bucs keep the ball at midfield, trying to get within field goal range in this sudden death overtime where the clock says 8:33. Score tied 14-14. So now, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have it at midfield.
And again, Tampa's really been coming off the ball well and controlling the line of scrimmage very well. Play action pass.
Doug Williams.
Giles.
Giles has the ball and drops it at the 25-yard line. Steve Luke covering defensively. 2nd and 10 at the 50.
They've thrown that about 4 times. Play action pass again. They've thrown that particular play about 4 times in the game, and he's been open almost every time. And I think of all the shots that he's had, he's only caught 1. That was catchable.
Giles coming slowly back to the huddle. Last man back. Minnesota leading the Chicago Bears 13-7 in the 4th quarter. That's also in the Central Division of the NFC. As are both these teams in the Central Division of the NFC.
He'll bump and run on the outside people. They might change and try to go up on top.
Williams rolling. Williams rolling. Williams keeping the ball and goes out of bounds near the 40-yard line. Estes Hood taking him out.
They went a blitz look that time and looked like Doug changed the play at the line of scrimmage, went to the outside, had one-on-one, and for that reason the outside man ran the defensive back out of the play. He saw that he had running room, exercised good judgment, gets to the outside, goes for the sideline, and is finally overtaken there by Estes Hood, knocks him out of bounds.
3rd and less than 1 outside the 40-yard line. 8 minutes 5 seconds left on the clock in the sudden death period.
See, look at this. Dallas 52-7 over San Francisco. Boy, murder.
Well, Doug Williams decides he'll try to pick it up. And I think he did, the way they've got it marked, where the linesman has it marked at least.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question about the fact that he made the first down.
Takes a while to get them sorted out. One over here and one over there. 1st and 10 for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Johnny Davis comes back into the game for Tampa Bay. The orange-clad fans in Tampa are happy. They keep the drive alive, trying to get down within field goal range. Score tied 14-14.
If they run, they're going to run right.
Pull back on the snap. Penalty markers thrown. Procedure penalty will cost him 5. It'll be 1st and 15 at the 45-yard line.
Well, that's a bad time to make that kind of a mistake if you're pulling for Tampa.
False start. Number 12 moving out without the ball. Offense, 1st down.
5-yard no-no puts the ball at the 45-yard line.
And a very good time if you're pulling for Green Bay. 1st and 15.
Double Mucker and Jones to the left side.
They're all on the line of scrimmage. Looks like a total blitz.
Ricky Bell to the 41-yard line. Steve Luke.
Surprised he didn't change the play in the line of scrimmage. They were all up there. They had a one-on-one situation on the outside. It would have been a perfect time to try to go for a big play. Evidently, he didn't recognize it well enough or didn't feel he had enough time to make the change.
2nd and 11 at the 41. Garrow a premium along the sideline. As you get into a sudden death overtime and your team is driving down close, you get to thinking about things, your future and your past and all that sort of thing if you're the field goal kicker. Garrow's been around a while.
Too long. Never forgive him for that Christmas Day kick.
Williams. Yes, Casey Merrill around the shoe tops.
Well, that was a big play. He had a lot of running room had Casey Merrill not made the tackle. Big play.
3rd and 14 at the 44.
They've been trying to throw the ball outside to their tight end, Jimmy Giles, on most occasions. Wouldn't be a bit surprised to see him try to make an inside move and try to get some kind of field position to try for a field goal with 6:47 left in the game.
Larry Mucker has brought in the next play.
Giles is lined up on the left side.
Mucker slot right.
Well, they're open around the scrimmage again. They might be going after him. They're going to come up here. They're coming. They're all coming.
Mucker incomplete.
Boy, he had the right play call. It was just thrown over the top too far. Total blitz. He had to get rid of the ball when he did. Good job by the Green Bay Packers. They made him throw the ball before he really was ready to throw it. He threw it on the move and threw it between both of them. Looked like any one of them could have caught the ball.
Mucker and Jones. 4th down. Tom Blanchard's in to do the punting.
Blanchard is in to punt for Tampa Bay.
Lee has dropped back to receive it.
He should try to kick this to the left now. Let's see what he does.
Into the end zone, across the sideline, touchback, 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
At least he kicked it to the right area, to the left side. He didn't point his lead foot far enough. He should have been aiming for the 10-yard line with a hope and expectation that he might hit it close to that 10-yard area. Instead, watch where he steps with the right foot and the left foot. It points right exactly where he kicked the ball, inside of the playing field instead of out of bounds.
The clock says 6 minutes, 18 seconds. Left to play in sudden death overtime with the score tied, 14-14. 1st and 10 for the Green Bay Packers. The ball at their own 20-yard line. Lofton coming to a wide left as Lynn Dickey brings them up. Lofton across. Dickey with the ball. Lofton was along the sideline. Hotney covering him.
No chance whatsoever on the play, and Dickey was wise enough to know that and wisely threw the ball over the top, incomplete.
2nd and 10 at the 20-yard line. New Orleans leading Detroit 3-0 in the second quarter. John Thompson racing in with the next play. Eddie Lee Ivory's going off. Dickey stats. Lofton to the wide left.
Now Thompson will go in motion right. There he goes.
Dickey. And it's complete. Kaufman.
Well, it's amazing how many times they've completed that pass from that formation to the same person, Paul Kaufman, from a double wing, double tight. 2 tight ends, 2 receivers on the outside, 1 back remaining in the backfield, and they throw away from the wide side of the field back into Kaufman, and he's open again, and they pick up a 1st down.
1st and 10 just across the 30-yard line for the Green Bay Packers in their own territory. 5 minutes, 40 seconds left to play in the sudden death overtime. Score tied.
Overall, the offensive line of the Green Bay Packers has really done a good job of pass blocking for Dickey.
And Dickey didn't know that man was there. Leroy Selman.
Well, you can see the smoke coming out of his ears and knows that time he was in hot pursuit. And a lot of times on that kind of a play, when you don't see him coming from the backside, he knocks the ball loose. So lucky he was able to maintain possession.
2nd and 8. 4 minutes and 56 seconds left to play in the sudden death overtime. Ball is at the 32-yard line of the Green Bay Packers in their possession.
The big thing is you got to be careful that you don't make a mistake. Here comes Kaufman in motion to the left, probably. Here he comes.
Completed pass. Going to be marked at the 38 or 9.
Well, the linebackers really did a good job that time of knowing exactly where he had to be for the 1st down, put the squeeze on him, and prevented him from making the necessary yardage.
Dewey Selman putting the squeeze on Eddie Lee Ivory, and it's spotted at the 39-yard line.
3rd and 2, 4:08 left. In the overtime period, you only have 2 timeouts instead of 3. Both teams have 2 timeouts remaining.
So the Packers have taken one for a meeting of the Board of Strategy with 4 minutes, 8 seconds left to play in sudden death overtime. Score tied 14.
The days of America's gushers are gone, but these old fields still contain oil. And this year, Conoco is spending $200 million to keep them producing. Conoco pumps in water, steam, or special detergents to force out more oil.
and this helps reduce America's dependence on foreign oil. Conoco, this year we're spending $2 billion on energy.
No experience, no job. I could do that job, but who'd give me the chance?
Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. We don't ask for experience, we give it. You won't read it in a book, you live it. Pick a service, pick a challenge, set yourself apart. Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. What a great place, it's a great place to start.
At Tampa Stadium with 4 minutes, 8 seconds left to play in sudden death overtime. Green Bay 14, Tampa Bay 14. The Packers have the ball third down, 2 yards to go. They have it at their own 39-yard line. Atkins looking for 2 yards, and he's got it. First and 10 for the Green Bay Packers. Andy Hawkins made the stop. Spotted at the 43-yard line.
Well, they got a good surge again on the right side. You almost knew they were going to run the ball to the right side from that formation, but in spite of that, they got the job done up front. Good running by the ball carrier Atkins, and they pick up the first down.
Where is it? 7 minutes into the sixth quarter before you're prepping?
Lofton to the wide right. Andre Thompson to the wide left.
Here comes motioning to the left again, Cotton.
Screen left, Andre Thompson. Out of bounds at the 45-yard line. Picked up 2 yards on the play.
They won that play from that same formation about 3 times. The first time was pretty effective. The other 2 times, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers really responded well to what they saw and just picked up 2 yards on the play.
So it's 2nd and 8 at the 45 now for the Green Bay Packers. Packers late in the 4th quarter, in case you've joined us along the way, drove down to within field goal range, and Tom Burney missed the field goal attempt that would have won it. Very probably would have won it at that late stage of the ball game. Kaufman in motion across. Dickey brings it out there to Lee Ivory.
What great reaction on the part of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Quick screen again to Ivory. Had no chance whatsoever. They really put the muscle on him on the outside.
A fellow named Leroy Selman was over there in a hurry.
And Dewey Selman, number 58, did a good job on the play.
Ivory is slowly getting up. He's going to get attention with the training staff. It'll be 3rd and 7 at the 46 when players resume. Eddie Lee Ivory going off under his own power.
If they play defensively like they have been playing, talking about Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they ought to maybe be able to get the balls to the tight end if they execute. To the tight end in the middle or one of the backs. Give them a possibility of making the first down.
2 minutes, 49 seconds left to play in the sudden death period. Score still tied.
The amazing thing about Tampa, they just line up in that 3-man line and just dare you to get the job done. Well, look at the middle.
It's Lofton in motion. Dickey dropping back.
No chance.
Not tall, just up the 49-yard line. Andy Hawkins made the hit in a hurry. Atkins slowly getting up. Punting units coming on. Atkins was hit right at the 49-yard line, and so now David Beverly's coming in to do the punting.
I'm surprised that he'd throw the ball in an area where even if he made the catch, he would not maintain enough distance to get the first down. He was still short had he made the catch, which he did, but he was short.
Against Cincinnati last week in the closing minute of play, Beverly ran out of punt formation. It was a bad snap. He ran it out to maintain a drive and allow the Green Bay Packers to keep the ball.
No rush.
Puts it up. Danny Reese moves up and fields the ball at the 20-yard line, and he's right there. That's the end of the line for him, and the clock says 2 minutes remaining to be played in the sudden death overtime. John Thompson downfield on the tackle. 1st and 10 now for Tampa Bay. With 2 minutes remaining in the overtime, the score is still tied. The Green Bay Packers 14, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 14.
Michelin could make a bias ply tire or a bias belted tire or a second line radial. Michelin could, but Michelin won't because we put you first. For years, we've made only one tire, the Michelin X Radial, and we've made it the best we know how. We think too many things in this world give up or give out too soon. So we don't make a second best tire. At Michelin, we refuse to compromise. One more way. We put you first.
So at the 2-minute warning and the sudden death overtime, we are still tied. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers get the ball, Hank Stram, deep in their own territory, and not much time to do much with it.
No, and the Bucs have 2 timeouts left, 2 minutes left in the game, and the Packers have 1.
The Green Bay Packers, as we have mentioned earlier, won the battle of statistics throughout the afternoon, dominated the football game in the early stages especially, but we are in overtime, and we are deep into overtime, and we are in a 14-14 tie. Doug Williams has been over in conference with Johnny McKay, Bill Nelson, his staff.
He just started like 9 minutes ago.
2 minutes is a lot of time. 2 timeouts, 14-14.
Eckwood and Bell are the setbacks. Doug Williams scampers out. Goes the long ball to Jones, and Jones can't get it. Gordon Jones. Mike McCoy covering. 2nd and 10.
It's a good play. They go back into the pocket and try to get some kind of a big play downfield deep, one-on-one. He jumps out of the pocket, throws the ball over the top to Gordon Jones. Coverage is good. And Mike McCoy, number 29, really does a good job of covering on the play.
2nd down and 10 yards to go. Muckers brought in the next play. 1:53 on the clock, which will start on the snap.
I would do the same thing again on the left side with the hope that maybe you get pass interference or some kind of a big play from this position.
Batted back. Incomplete. Casey Merrill got a big hand up there. It's going to be 3rd and 10.
The tight end was coming across on the play and probably would have been available for the catch. But Merrill really does a good job of knocking the ball down. 3rd and 10.
1:49 on the clock. Isaac Higgins brings in the play. And goes to a wide left.
I would have everybody hook about 12 yards deep on the play and read the coverage and try to get the ball just to maintain possession and move the ball up the field.
Williams.
There's a tight end.
Incomplete. Giles, the tight end. So it's 4th and 10. Punting unit comes on now for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with 1:44 on the clock.
And there's still a lot of time, Lindsay, as you know, if they have any kind of field position at all on the play.
And anytime you put that ball up in the air, a lot of funny things can happen to it.
I'm sure this time they will not go for the rush. They want to take a chance of roughing the kicker and providing Tampa with an opportunity to get a first down. They just let him kick it and get a return back, I'm sure.
Tom Blanchard waiting for the snap.
Oh, a beautiful kick.
Lee is waiting at the 29, 30, 35, 40. Struggles to the 42-yard line. So the Packers start 1st and 10 to the 42. Jim Leonard made the tackle. Clock says we have 1 minute 29 seconds left to play.
And the Packers only have 1 timeout left. 1:29 left in the overtime period.
Fred Nixon's in a wide left. Then Dickey still quarterbacking. Dickey swings it out to Eddie Lee Ivory. Here comes the screen. He cuts back to the inside. Ivory to the 50. Ivory turns it on and goes to the 46-yard line. Richard Wood made the tackle.
He had a little seam there. I didn't think he was going to make it through there, but he's got enough speed. A good burst, and he got right through the traffic and made a big gain on the play. Good running by Ivory. A screen pass to the left side. Dickey looks right, throws back to the left. Johnson is blocked. Look at this surge here. And he makes the yardage for the first down.
No huddle play, and they're ready. Dickey. And it's complete inside the 30-yard line.
Boy, what a catch that time by Thompson, 89.
Andre Thompson took it inside the 25.
Boy, he caught that like he had suction cups on his hands that time, with his hands way out in front. Beautiful catch.
First and 10 at the 24-yard line for the Green Bay Packers. 35 seconds left to play in this sudden death overtime. That's Eddie Lee Ivory, and he's inside the 20, and he's down to the 19-yard line.
Very intelligent approach by the Green Bay Packers. So they're keeping the ball in front and between the linebackers. They're not taking any chances, doing a good job of being patient, moving the ball down the field to set up another field goal opportunity.
Clock is running, 12 seconds remaining in the sudden death overtime. 12 seconds. Second down and 5 yards to go at the 19. Timeout. That's their last timeout. Dickey turns and calls timeout to stop the clock with 5 seconds left.
Well, he blew some valuable time there that time. He should have gone up there and did something with it, with an opportunity to try to move the ball closer. And had it fallen incomplete, why they still would have been in good position to kick the field goal, but they would have had at least another chance for the kick.
From here, it's about a 35-yarder. And Bernie's going to get his second shot of the day. Tom Bernie was born in Glasgow. Tying it up carefully, knowing that earlier he got down close, closer than this, and pulled it to the left side.
Yeah, this is a long one.
36-yard attempt with Beverly holding. 5 seconds left on the clock in sudden death overtime. Score tied 14-14.
Blew it.
Blew it. It is wide to the right side. Time has run out, and we have a tie game in Tampa. Sudden death overtime is over, and the final score is the Green Bay Packers 14, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 14, and that is Tom Bernie, who blew two chances. The NFL on CBS is a presentation of CBS Sports.
There was one unbeaten team when we started the day, the Buffalo Bills, coached by one Chuck Knox. They were matched against the Baltimore Colts, and this man, Burt Jones, going to Mike Ciani, Irv.
Boy, and Burt Jones is in the lineup. The Colts, of course, a completely different ball club. Here's touchdown number 1 for him.
Joe Ferguson out of the shotgun, tried to rally the Bills. And here, it's a 26-yard gain, and Roosevelt leaks a short time later, stormed over. What about this disputed play? Interference about to be called on a Colt pass.
Big play for the Colts. Of course, the ball is thrown here, and the Buffalo Bills come up with what appears to be an interception, but there was pass interference called on the defense. The Baltimore Colts retain possession inside the 5-yard line.
As a result, Don McCauley went across for what turned out to be the winning touchdown. And how about the rest of the scores? Burt Jones jubilant, and so too were the Philadelphia Eagles, trailing 16-3 at the half. They came back. Jaworski 18-28 for 212 yards and a touchdown. The final for the game you just saw, 17-12 Baltimore. In overtime, Green Bay and Tampa Bay settle for a 14-14 tie. Cincinnati makes it a sweep over Pittsburgh, 17-16, snaps the Steelers' 18-game winning streak in Pittsburgh. Miami shut out for the first time in 10 years by New England, 34-0 to count there. And of course, the game you just watched, 13-7, the Vikes over the Bears. The Rams and the Cardinals are still at it, and it is now 21-13. It was 14-0, and the Cardinals came back, now 21-13 in the fourth period. San Francisco being routed by the Dallas Cowboys, 59-14, and then a finish. The New York Jets and the Atlanta Falcons. The Jets struck first, and it is now 7-0 in the second period. Also in the second period, Houston leading Kansas City. Oh, they're running up points all over the place. That's going to be about 18-0, something like that, huh? It's in the second. Let's make it 10. That's the accurate. There's that 0 I was looking for you. Now in the second period, Cleveland over Seattle 7-3 in the second. Oakland leading San Diego 10-7 in the second. And also in the second period, New Orleans with a field goal ahead of Detroit 3-0. The NFL Today continues on CBS in just a moment.
There goes another gas station. Are they ever going to stop?
The Corolla Tercel, Toyota's lowest priced car, gets such good gas mileage that for some, it could be a problem.
I gotta stop at the gas station. Why, we haven't had to stop for gas in hours. We haven't stopped for anything. Do you know why I bought this front-wheel drive Toyota? Allow gas to be gas mileage. I'll stop, but I don't have to because this is Toyota's highest mileage car. And Lester, oh, what a feeling. High mileage. Toyota.
Taste Sheridan. Taste Sheridan. Come to a Sheridan.
I love the taste of Sheridan's.
You're gonna love every inch of the place. We've got taste.
Sheridan, you've got taste.
We've got style.
For a taste of Sheridan worldwide, call 800-325-3535.
We've got taste.
Packers playing the Buccaneers in Florida. And, of course, you love James Lofton, and he was able to score on one of Lynn Dickey's passes.
His great jumping ability and tremendous hands. If you get the ball up high, chances are he's going to come down with it. He's a big guy, latches onto this one, takes it inside the 5.
And Turdell Middleton off tackle for a touchdown run. Then came the big play for the Bucs. This interception by Richard Wood.
Richard Wood's a pretty agile linebacker. Kind of a character, too. They call him Batman down there in Tampa Bay. Picks this one off and goes all the way and gets the Bucs on the board.
Lynn Dickey struck again on a pass to his tight end, Paul Kaufman, for 6 yards and the score. And the Pack led it 14-7. But fourth quarter action, and here comes an athlete who reminds me of Bobby Douglas. Scrambles in, they're tied, they go to overtime. And with a second to go, Tom Burney misfires on a 36-yarder. He also missed a 25-yarder with a minute to go in regulation. And last year, of course, Tom Burney was 7 of 9. And so for Irv Cross, I'm Brent Musburger saying so long from New York.
The NFL on CBS is a presentation of CBS Sports. This week, 60 Minutes invites you to lunch at the best restaurant in the world. One of 3 brand new stories tonight at 7, 6 Central and Mountain on CBS.